Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the Ashtar Command special. Ashtar Command Q&A. Hold on just a moment. And greetings, everybody. Welcome to Ashtar Command Q&A. I'm Commander Elion. Welcome to the show. Tonight's our special night where we talk about everything Ashtar Command. Greta, everyone, Neon Pickle, Emily, everybody coming in here. Welcome. April, thank you for the heart me. We appreciate it. We're going to set up. Hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. All the greetings. Jed, greetings to you as well. Everybody out there, wherever you are. So I'm going to be very focused. Thank you, Tia. Good to see you. Paula R. Everybody coming in here. This is a special night regarding Ashtar Command. And just to let you know how this show goes. Hey, Papa Smurf. Good to see you, brother. Marinette, one of our moderators. Hey, Hankster. Okay, Hankster, I think we're going to take you out since you're telling me we're not going anywhere. We don't need any negativity. You have no idea what you're talking about. Bye-bye. Too bad. Really, someone's going to come in here and telling us we're not going off planet when one of the 5 has already gone off planet and the rest of the 4 of us are going to be going off planet. That person needs to go. We don't put up with negativity here. So Hankster is no longer here. Bye-bye, Hankster. We've actually blocked him. So he'll never be able to see or communicate. Hey, Aaliyah, good to see you. Blessings. So this is Ashtar Command Night. And our moderators, just to let you know, we'll take out any negativity that comes in here. Any trolls, we'll take them right out. Guaranteed. We're not really doing any interviews tonight. This is an Ashtar Command Q&A. Although, if it's regarding the Ashtar Command, yes. If it's not regarding the Ashtar Command, no. If it's off topic, no. Any other night, we'll just deal with the abductions and all that other stuff. Tonight is really about the Ashtar Command. So I'm very focused here. Tony, good to have you with us. Yeah, he had to go. I knew where that was going, so we didn't let it go any further than that. So he's gone. Mike in Phoenix, good evening. Welcome to you. Jennifer, good to see you. Cheers to you. Thank you for the cheer you up. Mystic Mountain Maven, thank you for the heart. The one thing about these trolls they don't know about is the commander does a professional talk show. I get rid of those people in 2 seconds. So there you go. But anyway, Rosa, good evening. Good evening, user 937. Did the Ashtar Command liberate Mars? Mars actually, they didn't have to liberate Mars. Mystic Maven, thank you for the Tahar hat. The Martians learned their lessons millions of years ago when they were experimenting with certain things, and it didn't go the right way. But Mars is actually a very beautiful planet. It's got oxygen. It has a blue sky, just like Earth. The people live within Mars, but not all of them. There's about 10 to 15 million people in Mars. But the Ashtar Command, Loretta Tahar. I don't know why the hat's showing up like a little hat for some reason. Hey, Precious said hi. Hey, Anthony, good to have you with us. Everybody coming in here. And we welcome all the brothers and sisters. I know John Connors. Good evening, John. I know you're up there. So we'll bring John, we'll bring people up, but we're staying focused on Ashtar Command. So if you have questions regarding Ashtar Command, that's where I'm focused tonight. Any other night I'm not, but I will bring John Connors up in a few minutes. Definitely. And I've known John for a long time, and he can also join us, and anyone can join me and ask questions directly if you have enough followers, all related to the Ashtar Commands. Ashtar Command stuff. Just to give you background, I'm a starseed. I came from Mars originally. I am with the Ashtar Command. I've been with the Ashtar Command actually all my life, even when I didn't even know it when I was a kid. It continues being, okay, let's see. I'm seeing comments. Aaliyah, definitely will bring you up for sure. I'm going to do interviews with people that have questions regarding Ashtar Command. Any other non-related topics that are ET related we'll do on Sunday night. So yeah. Hey Rita, good to see you. Welcome Danny, everybody coming in here. In a few minutes I will be doing interviews specifically on questions related or comments related to Ashtar Command. So I will do that. Let me just do this here. Hey John, we're going to bring you up. I know you're in the queue. Definitely bring you up, brother. I'm just giving a few more minutes for people to get in here. It's about 11:08 in the evening on the East Coast. And welcome to our special night of Ashtar Command. You can, my lighting is set up for, I'm not using my green screen. I want this to be a special night on Saturdays with Ashtar Command and just bring that kind of spacey lighting to you so you can see that. All right. And hey, Denny, good evening. Welcome to you as well. Sissy Lock Z, Judy Bop, Valletta Flame. Good to have you with us. I see everybody coming in here. I'm going to just say hello to everybody. Let's see here. Strata Golden. How many beings make up the Ashtar Command? We're going to bring people on to ask me questions. So, I'm going to take your questions. If you have enough people on audio or video, you'll be able to come up. Here's the way it goes. You have to be over 18. No kids on the show. No smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no drugs, no drunks, no paranormal discussion whatsoever. As long as we follow those guidelines as I do on my radio show, everything's good. So I'll bring up John Connors first. And I've known John for many, many moons. John, I'm going to bring you up, brother. And welcome, man.
Hey,
brother, John, how you doing, brother? We're doing good. How about you?
It's great. My question is, does everybody know that Ashtar Command is the ones that are in control of the sun portal to allow the ships in and out?
Oh, yeah, the Ashtar Command. Matter of fact, my friend April, she goes through what's called a rift. They come into her home through a rift. If people know what that is, it's an opening. And she's taken right in the ship through the rift. It's like within 2 seconds, she's on the ship. A matter of fact, in her situation, it's a little bit different. The Bigfoot and a number of other spiritual beings are involved, and she has a big galactic opening where the ships are coming in, where she is on the Earth, and they're coming in constantly. There's more ships coming from way, way beyond our particular solar system and galaxy. It's pretty amazing.
Okay. I had an experience 2 nights ago. I would have got on there yesterday, but I didn't see you on there. The experience I had was this kind of type of device, this machine here. Let's say that this is a UFO, right? I've never experienced it myself, but I did it in a different kind of style. But I did this as another live explaining something. But I wanted to see if this is correct to your knowledge. That this is not an actual avatar body, but it's a locked-in device for when they beam up spirits or beings, and they get locked in here, and then they are able to travel with them. Is that how that works?
I'll actually create it a little more elaborate. So let's say that is the space being. It would be the space being. Focus on the picture again so I can see it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so that's a good focus. So what I see is an area where, let's look at the ship as being above those beings, or vice versa. But if you look at the ship, they would actually come out of the ship, and in April's case, they would come and open a rift and come right in the house. So the rift is the opening. For most humans, they won't understand what a rift is. But the rift opens up, it breaks the molecular structure down of a wall, let's say in a house, a living room. When they do that, they come right in. There's like a light around them because of the rift. That's just the opening. And then when they come in, so look at this symbol as the space being coming out of the ship, let's say, going into your house or my house or the one of our viewers' houses, opening a rift, coming in. Then when they come back up into that big ship, whatever size ship it is, most of them are pretty big, they'll go in the rift back into the ship in like 2 seconds. It's pretty quick.
Okay. Okay. So the rift, because I remember I asked you this before. I never experienced it until I applied the cymatic machine to this. I'm gonna just draw a big like a circle here, and then that circle. This is how I made it. So it's like this, right? There's a circle and it has a plate. It's similar like this, but it's not in that shape. But it does do this, and in that spiral there, it's applied with a. I can't say what this name is. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a.
I'll put it this way: when one goes on the ship, like I've already mentally prepared myself, everybody, for when the group of 5 of us, which includes April, when we go on the ship, I'm already mentally prepared. Matter of fact, all the other 3 have had their own personal experiences in terms of preparing for this whole thing, and we've been being prepared for months. Me personally, I am not only mentally prepared, spiritually prepared. But it's like, it's almost like getting ready to take off on a NASA space rocket or something.
Okay.
But it's a little bit different because I'm prepared to go on the ship with the other 4 people, that's including April, who is the lead person in our group. There'll be other 5s in other parts of the world. So we'll be the first 5, everybody, that are going to go on this thing. And it's specific to us because we have specific missions. Our parents are on the ship. Believe it or not, we have cosmic parents, my mother, my father, 2 sisters and brother on the ship. April's siblings on the ship. We have Chesno, we have Johnny of the Third Kind, and Kit Kat. All have families on the ship. It's a pretty amazing story how this all happened in the months that I first came on TikTok and started the show. That's how this whole thing happened. Now, did we know we all organically knew? No, none of us knew each other, and it was just by happenstance that we actually interviewed April and Kit Kat and all these people I've interviewed, and it ends up that we're all in the same geological area of the Northeast. So how amazing is that? And then we find out we all have family on the Ashtar spaceship, that we've all known each other before coming to Earth, that we all have our space bodies in stasis. If you don't know what stasis is, it means that you have a body beyond your physical human body in stasis. Everybody here has it. Everybody viewing this, whether you believe it or not, you do have a space body that is, you're probably taller than your human form, but it is definitely human. It is definitely a space body, and it's in stasis on one of the Ashtar spaceships.
Tell me what you think of this. Sorry.
Nope.
My bad. I guess that's what you go. I guess that's what you call it. I'm not too sure, but I've done this before, and he said I want to see if he says the same word. It's not. I know it was one was rift, but in this formation.
Yeah, Madame is saying secret geometry. So you are definitely seeing secret geometry. When people go through, when the Ashtar ships are coming to Earth now, and they are coming in more than one ship, they're coming in many ships, and a lot of times people aren't seeing them. What you're going to see is, and what I'm explaining to John is that as we get into 2025, there's going to be a lot more ships coming through into our galaxy and into our solar system. So it's the galaxy, the solar system, and then coming to our planet. So they're coming from the let's say again?
Every time I get doing that, the phone starts to get all crazy and it turns off. So I had to stop it because it blocked out my picture. But do you remember when you came into my live? Like I think it was like last week.
Yeah, for like a minute or two. I don't remember how long I was there though.
Yeah, I was doing the reverse verbiage, like so you say a word and it comes back. And when I put your Ashtar command in there in reverse, it says ships in the sky.
Yeah. So that's a good, so when you reverse it, ships in the sky, that's very much connected to the fact that and whether it's a coded word or not, it's just saying that there are going to be many ships in the sky. There are going to be so many ships in the sky by 2026 of the Ashtar Command that it's going to blow people's minds in many, hopefully in a good way. But also, it's not the ships that the thing is, the ships are not the important things, brothers and sisters. What's more important is the contact, the men and women who are coming from other planets that have families just like we do. They are taller than we are. They live in a whole different way of life. They live in peace and harmony. They don't have all the things that we have on Earth. They live in a completely different way of life. And so what I'm teaching here tonight is that I want people to get prepared and be willing to step forward and learn a little bit. I'm going to take a lot of interviews tonight on my live here for people in the audience. I'm going to take a lot of you up here. I want you to ask your questions, and I definitely want to be open and honest and transparent with you. I will answer every question I can within reason. If I can't answer the question, I'm always honest here. I'll tell you if I don't know the answer. But I will definitely have people up here.
You can kick me off whenever you're ready. I already got my answer, and I appreciate your time and effort.
Okay, John, I appreciate you, brother. Have a great night and keep watching.
Yes, sir, you got it. As always.
Right. And I'm going to take another guest. Again, you have to be over 18 on Encounters, the Ashtar Command Q&A session. You've got to be not only over 18, no kids on the show, no vaping, no smoking, no drunks, no drinking, no drugs, no paranormal discussion. That covers pretty much all of it. So my next person is here, and I'm really going to have an enjoyable time answering questions. I think Thor's coming on. We'll take them on. Again, we're staying focused on the Ashtar Command, and that's our focus for tonight's program. We'll see if everything goes to plan. TikTok's spinning around here for a minute. We'll see. Hey, there we go.
Hey,
good evening. How you doing?
Greetings. What's going on, guys?
Oh, everything. So tonight's our Ashtar Command night.
Great. This is the first time I actually been able to get onto my phone. I had a virus on my phone, and I had to work it out with malware. Yeah, it wasn't good at all. But I'm on my way back. I was dirt biking today, but I just like to confirm that I see a lot of ships in the sky. I geolocate different pinpoints.
No, are you all right? Oh boy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, there's are you using a Bluetooth? Yeah, can you hear me? Bluetooth? Are you using a Bluetooth? I think you might want to turn that off. It's interfering.
Can you hear me?
No, you're breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a bad connection with your Bluetooth on. Okay, you're there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Hello?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. There we go. Sorry about that. I had my Bluetooth speaker on there. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, well, I spend a lot of time, at least 2 to 3 hours before I go to bed in the constellation. And there's plenty of ships that are out there. I enjoy it every night when there's a clear constellation. That puts me at peace. And sometimes I get go ahead.
I was going to say to you that there's going to be massive contact of spaceships from the Ashtar Command that are coming around 2026. I think you're tuned in. I think you are as an individual, brother.
Oh, yeah.
You're tuned into it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you get it. You know.
Yep.
And some people you have the vision to see them. You're definitely at a vibrational pattern where you can see them, where some people aren't seeing them. You can have 10 people standing next to you, right? The other 9 wouldn't see anything, but you're seeing them.
I got used to the fact to where I'm desensitized from the shock and awe and excitement that I will just not show no extra signs that they're there unless somebody asks me, or like when I'm in the sky and I'm like I'm saying I'm using my lasers and monitoring and observing the skies and the constellations. I also have visitors all the time.
Yeah.
They leave me rocks. So they leave me rocks and formations, and they love. I was doing this patio, and I had to waterproof it, but I didn't have enough time to finish it, so I used some plastic wrap. Well, they sure love that stuff. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, you're basically having contact in a beautiful way in your own experience. And
Yes.
just imagine when our space family comes, these are men and women that are human like us from other
Yes.
planets. And you already know this, that there's going to be a lot of people meeting for the first time galactically. What I call, there's two things of space family. I want to kind of define space family because it can be confusing. There's the galactic space family, meaning in general that we are
Yes.
from the stars from other planets. That's one definition of space family. I'm going to give you the other definition, people, of space family. That there is a cosmic biological family that you are related to on another planet somewhere. I don't know what the planet is. I'm not even going to try to answer what that is. But in general, what I'm trying to say is everyone has an off-planet connection to a cosmic biological space family from another world. You might not know who it is yet, but you will get to know who it is when contact happens. Because they're
Mine's the
all
tall white
coming.
folk.
No, it's going to be all kinds of people. I mean, they come from all different planets. The blue, the blue avians. There's all different
Oh yeah,
rainbows of color of space people. So it's not just one
absolutely.
on Earth. We're too tied into the 3D world of the color of a person's skin. Off planet, there are space people of many different colors, and they come from very beautiful planets where they live in harmony with the universe. And you're going to see that when the contact happens, how beautiful your experience will be. And if you're willing,
Absolutely.
and what people, but the thing people need to do on Ashtar Command Q&A night is let go of all your belief systems. Everything you were taught in school, you have tahar. You have to let go of
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
And if that's really the key. If you don't let go of it and you hold on to it, it's going to make it more difficult, right?
Question even what I'm saying, and question your own
Yeah,
beliefs.
yeah,
Step outside of yourself and dare to dream outside of the box. If you could think it, it is manifest. It is put forth into
yeah,
the universe, and the universe
yeah,
always says yes. I mean, it's not a yes or no thing. If you start manifesting feelings of sadness and saying you can't complete something, then
right.
the universe has no choice but to grant what you want. Or if you're not enjoying your life and you're in circumstantial and you say, man,
Yeah.
oh man, I hate my life. Well, the universe is going to respond to you that you're not enjoying your life, and then they'll either take your life or they'll put you into
Whatever,
another one.
But and like Midnight USA saying, make it easier for people, please. And it will be midnight. It's not going to be drastic. The beautiful thing about contact is now that we're presenting it on the show, because it's going to happen, and some of us are going to be going off planet. You'll be getting information from this show regarding what's going to happen when we go off planet soon, and when we come back. So when we go off planet, we'll be folks going off planet for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Come back. Now, an hour and a half human time could be 3 months in space. So, again, there's no time in space. So when we come back, we will get you prepared for the mass contact when we come back off planet from the ship. Just to let people know, what we are doing is, there is a, hey Susan, thank you. I'm not assuming everybody here knows what's happening. It's a long story, but I'll do as best I can to give you some background. So we have a friend called April. There's a number of people that know who April is and are part of ours who watch our show. We met April through interviewing her on our show, and we talked about her fairies in Vermont, which do exist. As we continue talking, I find out that she's connecting with space people that are human from the Ashtar Command. She's being taken off planet on ship. Then I find out that I have parents on the ship, and that the other 3 people that are friends of mine, one in Connecticut, one in New Jersey, one in Long Island, who are all been interviewed on my show, are interconnected with that spaceship and have biological cosmic family in that ship. Now, if this is organic, none of us knew each other. I was doing the interviews. I interview a lot of people. How is it possible that the 5 of us living in the Northeast region, not that far from each other, are having this situation happen? How does that ever happen? And I've been in this thing. I've been a contactee since a kid in the 60s. I've seen tons of spaceships. So when this happened, I was like, oh, I'm going off planet. And then I find the other 4 find out we're going off planet at some point, and this was last year. Not right away, but we were at least given the understanding that we are eventually going to be doing mission work and going off planet and coming back to teach people things. So to give the long story short is we are a group of 5, the first 5. There'll be other groups of 5 around the world, but we don't know who they are. And each group of 5 will have one person, man or woman, that will be leading that group. And that one person in that group, be it in Africa, Asia, Middle East, wherever it is, will be going off planet. And the other 4 people will eventually go off planet with that other person who's the main contact. And the command is making these decisions off planet. The people on Earth don't make those decisions. It is being directed by our space brothers and sisters, and they know what they're doing because they're the ones who are coming here to assist and help us learn what we need to do. And eventually, there'll be major contact where everybody will see and have interactive contact with space people that you are potentially connected with.
A paradigm
yes,
shift.
Red One. Yeah, like, yeah. Yes, we're like, this dancing cloud, you're right. It's like, someone said, like, we're like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but we don't have any weapons. Our being Guardians of the Galaxy, we have no weapons. Our weapon is going to be education, light, and love, and whatever the command gives us to do, we're going to be able to do it. So all of us are humble. None of us have any egos. We're doing this for everyone else. We never knew I never knew in my lifetime, nor did the other 4 know that this was going to happen. And like in all my life, just with billions of people, I never ever, I knew I had a mission. I was with the Ashtar Command most of my life when I got older. I never knew this was going to happen. And there's a lot going on that people need to understand because, like I said, I meditate every day and I get myself every day in alignment. I never know what day it's going to be, what night it's going to be that I'm going to be having the space people come here to my room and open a rift up and take me off planet. I never know. But I want to make sure I'm prepared. So I'm mentally and spiritually prepared. I'm totally prepared.
Absolutely.
And,
Did I mention that I'm taking a trip since I'm in Nashville, I'm not too far from Kentucky, Mammoth Cave. I don't know if you heard of it. It's one of the 8 entrances to Agartha, and I'm paying a small portion of savings to go as far as I possibly can.
Well, that should be great. I want you to keep us abreast of that journey. I think it's going to be beautiful, brother.
Everything's going to be videoed. I don't think I will get a live signal in there. I don't know what capabilities are there, but I'm definitely going to record the whole thing. I got
definitely, yeah. Digital.
I've been investing in this for years, and I'm just anxious.
Yeah, and in the inner Earth, in the Agartha network, the Ashtar Command people also live in what they call the Agartha network, which is the subterranean cities. A lot of the Ashtar Command people, when I say Ashtar Command, it's basically the people in the inner Earth are Ashtar Command people as well. They live in Telos, in the city of Telos, in Mount Shasta. They're already here. They live in our oceans. They have cities in our depths of our oceans.
Absolutely.
Some people. We have already space people living on Earth in our Earth right now. We even have space people walking amongst us. I've come out of the closet 21 years ago. I did something with a former police officer the other night to let him know that I was the Ashtar Command. And when I did what I did, he says, "How do you know if they're shapeshifters are walking amongst us?" I told him to look at me directly, and it blew his mind because he realized what he was looking at was a person that is from off planet, and I am. Even though physically in human form, I am not of this planet. And a lot of people
you can do it with sunglasses too, because there's different phases as far as the level of perception that you're in and the dimension that you're in, as far as the vibration goes. You could actually, there's a movie called They Live that Roddy Piper plays in. It's kind of very similar to that. Now, if you get you some good sunglasses and don't acknowledge the crowds as a mass, and you walk, and you don't pay no attention and you walk with confidence, you will strike the attention. You can tell by the tattoos of people randomly in Walmart. If they're more tribal, you're moving more of a Visier type background. And then if you have eagles and more eagles and different. I can't think of it off the top. But a baboon or an ibis or an ostrich, and you start seeing that, then you're going to start getting into the deities of our old creations, reincarnated spirits that are helping us in ancestry.
But the more important thing is not to get too deviated from all this other stuff.
Right.
And one of the teachings that are really important is that I try to keep it real simple for everyone around the world here. Meditation, connection, get in touch with your inner being, which is your inner higher self. Your higher self, if you practice, and I'll help people on Ashtar Command Q&A how to do this. To
Grounding
connect with
is
your star.
important. The very first one, man.
Yeah.
Grounding itself is the most important.
And also to get to connect with your star family, like I said, there's a lot of people telling me, I want to connect with my star family. Paloma, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that very much. It takes time. And my teachings here coming from another world with the Ashtar Command, being the Christed being of light. Right now, when I do this show tonight, I'm operating in Ashtar Command consciousness. I'm not just operating in my normal talk show consciousness. I am completely in Ashtar Command consciousness. A matter of fact, not only that, the Ashtar Command on their spaceship is watching this show right now. Now, to me, I tell people right off the bat, I don't care whether you believe it or not. It doesn't affect me one way or the other. They have monitoring equipment on their ship. They're more advanced than what we have on Earth. They are monitoring us from the ship. They monitor the show every time. They watch all the shows, but they are watching the show tonight, and they're watching. So they are watching everything I'm saying. They can see all the comments. They see everything that's going on in this program, whether you believe it or not.
Good vibes to all of them tonight if they're hearing.
Say again?
I say good vibes to them if they're listening.
Oh, they're watching. All right there, Thor. I want to thank you, brother. Good luck on your journey to Mammoth, to the cave.
Thank you. It's going to be in a couple months. I wrote a book also called The Shaper, the Influencer, and the Bridge in Between the Two.
Good.
Also, one thing I wanted to add too, also, if you're meditating, you can also choose a polarity of the ley lines of the natural, the natural grid, and you can connect to that, and you can mass tune into the thinking process of your astral family also. And that also is a way of communicating as well if you're having troubles with the direct.
Yeah, so definitely. And right now, April might not be coming on because her granddaughter's in the hospital, so she might not be able to make it. But her granddaughter comes first, and so we'll have her on when things are more settled. Right now she's with her granddaughter, and that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on the show again. It's good to be on. I enjoy talking to you guys, and just stay in touch. And I look forward to listening to the rest of the show tonight. And man, my hat's off to you. Thank you for taking the time just to educate and bring up to speed to everybody. You're doing a good thing, and if you haven't been noticed or recognized, I'd like to just give that shout out to you. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. Many blessings to you.
All right. I look forward to talking to you guys again.
All right.
You guys have a good night. All right. Bye.
Okay, let's do this here. Let's see. I'm trying to do this here unless something weird happens. It's not letting me do anything. Let's see here. Come on now. Hold on. Okay, folks, this will work. I guarantee it. Okie dokie. Oh, here we go. So here's the way it works. We are doing focused interviews with people. Any questions you have, I'm going to bring you up on the show, and you can ask your questions about the Ashtar Command, about contact, and this is a night of that experience. That's why our lighting is like this. We want to get you in a mood of being in space. Hey, Trask, good to see you. So you have to be over 18. No kids on the show, no smoking, no drinking, no vaping, no cursing, no drunks, no drugs, no paranormal discussion. That's the rules. We're very focused tonight on the Ashtar Command, and I'm operating in my Ashtar Command consciousness, so I'm very able to answer most questions. If I don't know the answers, I'll tell you simply, I don't know. I want to see who the next person is coming up here. Dancing Clouds. We'll bring Dancing Clouds up here. This is Ashtar Command Q&A. I'm Commander Alion, the host of Encounters. And let's see what happens. Dancing Clouds, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And tell us where you are, and welcome to our Ashtar Command Contact Q&A night.
Sure. So I'm in Texas.
Great to have. We have a lot of people in Texas that watch this show and people that have had experiences. But it is Ashtar Command night, and what would you like to ask?
Well, first, I would just want to say I think it's amazing that you have a platform to talk about these things. You mentioned you've been at it since you were about 6 years old. And,
yes.
A lot of people don't like to talk about these things because people have opinions and, things like that. But the fact that you got 270 people on here right now watching this is pretty cool. But
I
anyway,
sometimes have up to 500 depending on the topic. It's pretty average, anywhere between 250 and 300. I'm at this point viral. My show started last year, but go ahead.
all right. So you mentioned a second ago that you meditate about every day, and I don't know what else you said, but when you're doing those meditations, I've heard of other people doing this too. Like, what exactly is happening when you're doing that, and where are you? Like, what are you doing, or where are you going? Are you traveling? Like, what is that?
When I meditate, it depends how I meditate. I can choose the way I want to do it. You can control your meditation. What I do is when I do a meditation, sometimes for me, I can do a 1 hour meditation max. What I do is I focus on my space family. I'm telepathic. I communicate with them. They communicate with me telepathically, like you and I are having a conversation. It's done through consciousness. And when I meditate, I do go off planet. A lot of times now, what they're doing is amping me up and they download. So for people don't know what that means, I have been downloaded a few weeks ago with the ability to do things like I had a gentleman on the other night on my regular show. He had an implant that was put in him when he was 6 years old. All right. He was in his 30s and he came on. And what I did was I said, I'm going to test my new abilities that my father gave me on the spaceship. And so what I did was I had him close his eyes. I had him breathe, a breathing exercise. I had him relax first. And I said, with the palm of my hand, I'm going to get that moving implant, that living implant, and we're going to destroy it. So within the Ashtar command, I was given by my father some ability that I've never had before in that way. And so when I got done working with him from a remote location here, he said that the implant is gone. It's not there anymore. I destroyed the implant. So the Ashtar command gave me, my father, the ability. It's all documented. It was from the other night on my YouTube channel. I took the implant out and destroyed it. So when I meditate, I go off planet. I don't always remember being on the ship, but I do go off planet probably to the ship. But in the future, near future, I'll be physically going off the planet with 4 other people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I know that like contact's already happening and things like that, but like you mentioned that in around the year 2026, I guess there's gonna be a big like uptick in contact and like ships and stuff like that. Why
Absolutely.
then? Like why? Like are they waiting for something, or is there some kind of relevance to that time? Like why not just now?
Yeah, it's divine planning. So from a human standpoint, great questions. We always think things in time. Like, okay, I was supposed to get on the airplane to go to France, but I missed the flight. So now I have to wait till I can get another flight to go over to France, right? So that we think in time. If we don't get to where we need to be, and why didn't I get there? Why didn't I get to France in 6 hours? How come I'm still waiting to get there? So it's a normal human thing. It's very normal for humans to feel that way. From the space perspective, from our Ashtar command perspective, people have to start thinking outside of time and understand that the space people have divine plans. So this has been divinely planned way before either one of us was born or even existed on the human level. It's time for it to happen now. And I use the word time for us to have this experience because it's happened on other planetary systems for billions of years all over the place. We are a planet that's going to experience a reconnection to our space family. Many people don't realize this. You all have space family. We've been taught, that we only have a biological family. We have a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, grandparents, or whatever. That's not the end all. That is just what we experience when we come to Earth. We forget that we come from somewhere else, which is another planetary system. For me, I remember coming from Mars. I also know that I worked with the Ashtar Command. I was an intergalactic communicator off planet with the command for the whole Ashtar Command. I did the intergalactic communications. That's why when I came to Earth, my love was communications, radio and TV. And this is an extension of that love, is what I'm doing here on TikTok. My friends got me to go here in 2022. They told me I should go on TikTok. I thought it was a bunch of kids. When I got on here, I didn't know what I was going to do. Then I decided to do this show, and I filled the void that has been filled, and I am now teaching a lot of people a lot of things here.
Yeah, by the way, that's what I meant by having this platform, because you've been doing it since you were 6. Like, I feel like there was a void that you probably got to fill with this, which is incredible, right? So, by the way, I feel like I could probably talk to you for hours. So if I go too long, just shut me out. Other
Don't
people
worry.
go. So a really good buddy of mine was dating a girl who had a family member that was very high profile, like in government, CIA, and things like that, right? And like people would always pick at him to try to get information out of him, because I do believe that like there's certain people in the world that have info that they don't share or whatever. And his response was like, hey, everything you see on TV and stuff isn't always as fake as you think it is, right? So this makes me like, and you just talked about when I said, like, why in 2026? Why not now? And it's interesting how you answered that, because it's all perspective. It's how we see things. Like, we only understand things on how we have grown to understand them when it comes to time and things like that, where when it comes to the universe and maybe like aliens or whatever, it's all perceived differently. But there was a movie called Arrival. And I'm sure you saw that movie. And in that movie, they like the aliens perceive time very differently. Right? And so would you say like that's a good explanation in regards to how time works in the universe, the way it's explained in that movie?
In some ways, there's also another movie called Contact with Jodie Foster. If you watch that movie,
Contact is a classic, yes.
Contact is where she went through in this machine. She was taken to another planet. Now, the people in charge of watching her already knew that this was happening, but they lied to her and told her at first that it never happened. And then at the end, they actually couldn't. They were talking to each other, and they couldn't explain what happened, because it did happen. And then she was on this planet where another group of space people came up to her on that beach or whatever, and she saw all the beautiful stars. And then she was sent back to where she came from on Earth. So that's a better explanation of things beyond time. There was, in that situation, Contact with Jodie Foster. She was in a situation outside of time. She was living in a whole different vibrational pattern. And that was really the essence of what was being told in that movie. And what people have to understand, the Ashtar Command is men and women that come from other planets. They don't think about what time it is when they go to another planet. They're not thinking about time. Humans think about time because we live with watches and clocks, and everyone's rushing around to get somewhere. Billions of human beings are rushing. Sometimes they say they're rushing to get nowhere. You know, they think they have to get somewhere because we've been programmed to believe we have to rush to do this, that, go on a trip for Labor Day weekend and make sure we get back in time to get home to school, to work. It's all based on Earth-based, is based on time. But in truth, on other planets, time doesn't exist. It doesn't exist at all.
Okay, so
the Ashtar Command. Go ahead.
So that's it. So okay. So do you believe that, or do you know or believe? Because I feel like for you at this point, there's more than just belief. There's just knowledge, right? So
yes.
So are there like multiverses? Like, are there multiple versions of me in other universes existing at the same exact time?
Well, I will put this, I will actually answer that question in two different ways. When you wake up and connect with your biological cosmic family from space, you have another body. You're in a human form now. So Dancing Clouds, if you can look at yourself and say, I came here, I have a biological family, a beautiful family I live with, maybe I'm married, and whatever it is, you have that family. But again, there's going to be a point as you watch my show, here we do Ashtar Command Contact, Q&A, I'm teaching people that you also have a family in space somewhere, on another planet. I don't know where it is. I don't know what dimension it is. All I know is that as I tell you this, you'll start thinking about it. You'll start thinking, oh, he said that I have a family in space. You do. That's family, but your body that's here now, your essence of who you are here, has a physical body, a space body in stasis. You know what stasis is?
Not necessarily.
Okay, stasis is where your body is protected. So every person has a space, believe it or not, everybody has a space body. I have a space body on a ship right now. It's on another spaceship of the command. All the bodies, the space bodies that have the essence of consciousness in the human form. We came as starseed. So a starseed comes from their space body, volunteers to come to Earth. Many come unconsciously until they wake up. When they wake up, they say, oh, I'm here, I'm doing a mission on Earth, I'm doing something on Earth. Then when you wake up really vibrating at a high frequency, then you can understand that you have not only a biological cosmic family from the Ashtar Command, meaning from other planetary systems, but you also have a body that's waiting for you to come back. Now, you might go back to that.
Do those biological families that we have in other planetary systems, are they aware of us, but maybe we're not just aware of them?
Yes, they're aware of you,
And
but you're not aware of them.
is there something that is blocking them from reaching us, right? Because you're talking about frequencies. I'm going to get to that in a second, but like they're obviously operating maybe in a frequency that I'm not operating in, but what's stopping them from operating in my frequency and connecting with me?
Right. So the thing is, because you're not yet open to knowing who they are, when they know who you are, there's many of them coming to Earth for the contact. You might even meet them when they come here. Many of you might meet your cosmic families for the first time. The thing is, humans tend to have the mind, the brain. The brain is the thing that blocks people from remembering their cosmic essence of who they are. When you turn off your brain, I tell people, turn off your brain, stop thinking so much. If you turn off your brain and the brain's not operating, then you have a clear communications into the universe. And when you have that communications clearly in the universe, you can then make the contact. But you have to learn to meditate. There's a few things you got to do first. And it takes a little bit of time to get there. It's not going to be like instantaneous. But your question is a great question. They know you exist. They're waiting to contact you, but you have to be the one to be clear of your conscience of the blocks that block many billions of human beings right now from even knowing that they have cosmic family beyond Earth. Do you understand?
Yes. Okay, so talking about like, okay, I'm sure you know because I've watched videos of this person before. You know who Bashar is.
Oh, I know who Daryl Anka is. Daryl Anka, let me explain something. Daryl Anka, before there was any internet, has been committed to the mission of communication with the Essassani for years. His information specifically last year, the Essassani, through him, and he's not really a channel, he's a direct communicator, stated that in 2027 there would be contact. The timeline for what he had stated, I already knew there was going to be contact before I even listened to Bashar state it, but it already confirmed what I already knew. Then the timeline was pushed up to the end of 2025 to 2023. 2025 to 2026. And that's where it is now. The timeline has gotten shortened instead of lengthened out to like 2029. It's gone down, not up. So I know for some people out there who are watching this program, this is all new to you. You're saying, wow, we're going to have contact really for the first time. For years, people kept, the problem is that on Facebook, I use that because that's where I came from. For years on Facebook, people channeling whatever would say, oh, we're coming, we're going to be here. And I always told people, do not put your eggs into a channeling person because they don't have the information. They don't have it. And all due respect to the channeling people, they just don't have it. My information comes not from channeling, but from my contact with my space family and from my being telepathic. I've always been pretty much right on the money in terms of what I share here, what I've shared on my radio show for 21 years on NPR radio, which I'm still doing, Cosmic Eye Radio. And I can tell you that they're here. There are ships here now that are cloaked around the planet. There are many more ships coming from other planetary systems that are ships of space people of light that are here to help our planet. They're not going to do the things for us, but they are here to assist us in remembering how to do things on a much higher scale than we've done before.
Right. So the last caller, the last guy that was on here talking to you had mentioned something, and you said something that kind of was like interesting to me. So he was saying that like he'll look up at the sky and he'll see stuff, and then you said something like, yeah, there could be 9 other people around you looking
Right.
and you wouldn't see it, but you
That's
would.
right.
So why is that, by the way? And I only say that because like I've also looked up at the sky and I've seen some things that I'm like, WTF is that, you know?
Right.
Then,
but you know what? I understand your question. So the reason why I say 9 other people, there's 10. He's the 10th person. The 9 other people, let's say there was 5 people and 4 other people didn't see it, because those 4 other people are still operating in a 3D consciousness. They're not open yet to seeing what's actually, which is really there. It's there, but their consciousness, their brain activity is not allowing them to see it because they're still operating in a 3D consciousness. Do you understand?
yeah.
So what people have to do is break out. It takes time. It's not like, okay, you can break out of your 3D consciousness. You have to work at it. And that means every person out there that's not seeing something, you have to meditate and work out of turning your brain off in order to see what's out there. Once you turn your brain off, you'll have no limitation. If you keep using your brain in the 3D world, you're going to block it.
So I understand. So you say that you're telepathic. What exactly does it mean to be telepathic? Like you can speak to people telepathic, or you can like travel telepathic? Like what does that mean?
It's not. No, it's not. A telepathic communications is not travel. It's speaking. So like you and I are communicating here, having a two-way communications of conversation. When I communicate with my space family, I talk to them through consciousness. I listen for when I talk to them, they'll talk to me. I instantaneously get the message. And then I say, oh, I just got a message. And sometimes I'll say it on here. Like I'm sure tonight there'll be something they'll tell me and I'll tell you. It's all telepathic. It's not channeling. There's no channeling in what I do. It's all telepathic.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I definitely, personally, I bet you believe, yeah, God is universal. God created all the planets, all the solar systems, all the space beings that come from other planets. God created everything, not just Earth. This is the one thing that people have to understand. On Earth, which I find very funny, there are people out there, I'm not saying everybody, but there are people out there that think God created planet Earth and this is the only planet with the life, right? But from an Ashtar Command understanding, which I'm teaching, that God is everything. God is universal. God is love. God is light. God is joy. God is everything. God creates the flowers, the trees, the birds, the bees, the marine life. So if you look at it from a universal perspective instead of a limited perspective of God, whether you believe God, God exists everywhere in every planetary system. It's all an extension of God, and that's how the Ashtar Command looks at it.
So I do have a question about Earth specifically and like planets.
Yes.
And this might be a silly question, but I do think about this sometimes because when you look at our own solar system, there's no other planet that's even remotely similar to Earth, which makes me think that we are an incredibly unique planet. And not only a unique planet, but a beautiful planet compared to other planets, right?
But see that would be the mistake.
Okay.
The thing that goes back to the 3D belief system that we've been taught that this Earth is the most beautiful planet and there's nothing in comparison to us. Not true.
Not to say that there's nothing in comparison. Like I believe that there's other planets like Earth out in the universe.
Oh, a lot of them.
But they're still unique and rare compared. Like I feel like space is so much more full of just floating rocks.
That's not that. So here I'm gonna shake your matrix up a little bit. No, that's not true. There are planets out there all over the multiverse, all over the universe that are not rare. There's many more planets out there that are just like Earth, that are more advanced, that are living in harmony with the Creator. So I'm going to shift your answer of what you're thinking and throw that out the window because it's not true. Wherever you got that belief system or thought, just to help you out a little bit.
No, I mean, I didn't necessarily get it from anywhere. I guess I just kind of thought of it myself, but I guess I guess we're just not as unique as I thought we were.
No, we're not that unique.
Because I'm thinking aliens. I'm thinking aliens come to Earth to vacation. Like, oh, let's go look at some nice sunsets.
Yeah. No, I understand, brother, what you're saying. So, but it's good that you said that because now you know that we're not a unique planet. We are a planet that is beautiful. We have a planet that has problems that are going to be, when contact happens, the planet's going to be healed. But there are a lot of planets, if we want to use the term Earth-like, there are billions of planets just like Earth. And they have civilizations that are far more spiritually advanced and far more advanced in their ability to travel beyond their own planetary systems. So I'm glad you made that comment, because now you know that we're not, this whole thing I talked about earlier, and the Ashtar Command would tell you this, that the planet is a beautiful planet and is very, very important, but it is not the only unique planet in the universe. It is one of many.
Understood.
All right. Hey, brother, I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a lot of questions here from people. I'm going to bring people up here. I want to answer your questions on here, and I'll do the best I can. Very good. You were a great guest. Dancing Clouds, thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Another great guest here. So again, to be a guest on the show, you have to be over 18. No kids on the show, no drinking, no drugs, no vaping, no smoking, none of that stuff, no paranormal discussion. This is Ashtar Command Q&A night with the commander, and we are very focused on the Ashtar Command. So Dancing, thank you so much, man, for coming up here. If you'd like to be a guest, if you have any questions about the Ashtar Command, about contact, any of those things, please feel free to go on the multi-guest option. And you have to be over 18, no kids on the show again, no drinking, no smoking, no drugs, no vaping, whatever. No paranormal discussion either. Views on angels. So Peggy, let me see here. Peggy, we're going to bring Peggy up. And Peggy, if you'll change your setting to public, I'll bring you up here. Okay, who else would like to be a guest here? If I see your questions, I might just bring you up. And again, these are questions related to the Ashtar command, things you might not know about the Ashtar command. I can answer most of those questions. I will speak nothing but true. Hey, Timmy Time, good to see you, brother. Timmy Time, let's see here. I think we can bring you up. You got 185 folks following you. And I know you commented before, so we'll see if Timmy Time wants to come up and join us on Ashtar Command Q&A. I have a question. Is Earth flat? No. Earth is not flat, nor is any other planet. All the planets are basically round. Timmy Time. I've seen Timmy Time in our show before. Watching it. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a Bluetooth on?
Bluetooth on? Bluetooth?
Yes, that's you're echoing. I'm echoing through your phone.
I'm echoing through your phone. Hold on, I got it. Ooh. How you doing?
Good. Good. No echo. That's even better. I can hear you now. So welcome to our Q&A for the Ashtar Command. What would you like to share with us, Timmy?
Hold on. You hear me now?
I can hear you. Welcome to the show. What would you like to share with us on the show tonight?
Nothing. It's just the subject you talk about, the things you say. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about Ashtar Command. This is an Ashtar Command night. Yeah.
You believe these things to be true?
I don't believe them. I come from that level of consciousness.
I don't think you have. I don't even want to come up with it, but I'm just speaking the truth. You say these things, and it's like hard to believe. Hard to believe.
Okay. I have a feeling that is going to be... unfortunately, I think this person is going to be no longer here. And that's okay. You know, I kind of figured that was going to happen. Yep, I blocked them. You know, I don't waste time or energy on that stuff, folks. There's no time for that. We're getting too close to contact. If that person wants to live in that reality, I'm not going to try to change it. So they're out of here. This is what I do. That's why I have a good show, because I'm a host of a radio show for 21 years. I've been on TV before. I know how to run my shows properly, and I'm not going to let people do that stuff, you know. No negativity. Debbie, thank you. Tahar. Yeah, he couldn't get it together. You're right. But that's all right. Let's move on, folks. If you do want to come up and share your questions with us, we will definitely understand, you know. And if you have any questions for me or see any comments, I'll bring you up. I'll bring you up here. As long as you're over 18 and no kids on the show, no drinking, no drugs, no smoking, no anything. Disagreeing is not negativity, Red Pill, but I kind of felt his energy where it was going, and I did what was right, okay? I did exactly what was right. This is a night to learn about the Ashtar Command, and he wasn't in that energy frequency. So I've been doing this a long time. I've been on this trip a long time. So I do what I need to do. I don't always do that, but when I need to do it, I feel justified, and I do it. Yeah, he was definitely negative. Mishmish I'll bring up because I know Mishmish, and Mishmish will be able to come up and ask me a question. I know who Mishmish is. You see? Mishmish. Hey, welcome. Good to have you with us on Ashtar Command Night.
Yeah, I'm back again. I just wanted to put the flat Earth conspiracy theory to an end. Because it's been really annoying I heard you talking about it the other night. And what I was like thinking about is like NASA's kind of like not our friend, right? Because I mean, they're talking about all the planets, but they're not really showing the real pictures like of Mars and everything.
Right.
And I just like wanted to hear your perspective. Like, what is NASA doing? What is their agenda? Obviously, the agenda we know is to kind of block the disclosure, but at the same token, they also are providing evidence of like different planets, but they're not like exposing the flat earth theory. I think the flat earth theory is honestly to divide all the conspiracy theorists from coming together, honestly. And so like
Well, put it this way.
I just wanted to get more like perspective like on your end. Like what proof do you have to end this conspiracy theory of the flat earth?
Let me put it this way, because I'm dealing with the Ashtar Command energies tonight. I'll talk about it from an Ashtar Command perspective. If you were in one of our spaceships traveling the universe, all the planets around, it doesn't matter whether it's Earth or planet XYZ, every planet it could be oval a little bit, but all the planets around, that's an Earth-based human perspective of limitation of understanding the universe. And so from the Ashtar Command perspective, and I would say this to, and I don't get into the flat Earth thing at all, especially on this night, and then I have dealt with on regular encounters, I tell people every single time that whatever you think is what it is, if you were out in the universe traveling in space, you'd see all the planets around. They're not. So just to put that to bed, it's not a matter of trying to prove anything. On Earth, it's this thing, and I know where you're coming from, but people that want proof of this or that, it's a waste of energy. There's more important things to deal with, which is contact, and the contact that's coming to Earth is the focus I want to get people to focus on, not sidetracked by the people that are having these arguments. There's plenty of that going on YouTube and on TikTok. I basically stay away from it.
Right. And like another thing too, like we all know like the first I think at some point we did land on the moon, right? We had to have. But sorry. I recall that when they were on the moon, space music started coming through, right? Do you remember that? One of the astronauts had that space music coming through, and they're like,
a long time ago. I don't know if they saw a video on YouTube of that, but I vaguely remember that.
And so, like, another thing I was thinking is like, they're like, well, basically the moon like landing was created in a Hollywood basement. Well, this is my opinion. I think now that they're saying that they lost the technology to go to the moon, I personally think the technology they used was the reverse UFO technology to get to the moon, because you have to, what is it called? That one belt where it's like a lot of radiation and stuff. I think they used the reverse technology of the UFOs and they did land on the moon, but it was not the way they said.
Yeah. I want to try to stay away from those subjects tonight only because it's Ashtar Command night. I want people to really not, you know what I mean? I want to stay real focused, laser focused on getting people to understand about contact, about preparing for what's going to be happening in a year and a half, and questions they might have about our space people. And also,
one more question. On the dark side of the moon, are there like major bases there from ETs?
Oh, there are bases there, but we'll talk about that on maybe Sunday night.
Okay, got it. All right, you could take me down. I'm gonna stay here. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Mish. All right, you're welcome. All right, I know Miss Mish. She's good. So yeah, I'm gonna see again. Our focus is laser focused. My name is Commander Alian, your host. I'm from the Ashtar Command. I'm also from Mars. I'm a contactee. Cliff, I'm going to bring Cliff up. I'll bring my guests up here to ask me those questions, my viewers, and I'll bring Cliff up. You can ask me that question. Cliff, you're welcome to join me here. And then I'm going to bring some more people up. Yes, dancing clouds, they look exactly like us. And Cliff, I love having a verbal interaction with everybody. So let me just do this here. Okay, Cliff, how you doing, brother?
Hello, how are you tonight?
Good. And you had a question in a sense, but wow,
Yeah, hold on. Let me shut my scanner off. They're right there.
Okay, thanks. So you're asking me a question about my parents on the ship. Are they from Mars? I don't. They're not from Mars. I'm not sure what planet they're from. You have interference from your scanner.
Yeah, I shut it off.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, much better.
I shut it off.
Yeah, much better. You're not using a Bluetooth,
Yeah,
are you? A Bluetooth?
Yeah, let me cut it off. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, cut that off too. That's causing interference.
There we go.
Okay, much better. Yeah, whenever the Bluetooth is on, it causes me to come through, and that's, yeah. Whoops. Okay, let's see what happened. Cliff, we're going to bring you back on. I think you turned your Bluetooth off. You turned yourself off there. This is Ashtar Command Q&A Encounters, our special night of the Ashtar Command. And Cliff hopefully can get himself back on. I'm not sure what he did. We lost him. Let's see who else is here. Tony Davis. Tony Davey. Tony Davey, can you give me a comment in the comment section here? So I can actually know, let's see here. Okay, Papa Smurf, are you still there? And we have, let's see here, Chara Psychology Rising. Let me try that person and see who they are. You're watching Ashtar Command Night here on Encounters. I think it's Carissa Lology Rise of Atlantis. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it. It's Kiara Soology. It's like my first, Kiara. Yeah, my first name. I'm a junior too, so I didn't make that name up for social media or anything.
Well, welcome to our show. Welcome to the Ashtar Command Night.
Thank you. I love it. I hope I'm staying on topic. Because I heard you say that you thought contact was going to be like within a year, and that piqued my interest. So is that what you said, or?
Well, to be exact, the original time frame was 2027, 28. The time frame has changed to 2020, late 25, the beginnings to 2026. But you're going to see in the next year a lot of things happening in the skies above you if you pay attention and if you're open to it. You're going to see fleets of ships. You might see a ship here or there, but there's many more ships coming from way beyond our planetary system that are people from other planetary worlds of light that are human like us, and some of them not as human in their facial features, but they are human in their body. They wear spacesuits, they wear clothing, but they are all beautiful beings of light. And my family's on a spaceship right now watching the show. They're watching our show through their monitoring systems. They watch it every night.
Okay, so that sounds really good. And I'm an energy worker, so I know that there's a lot of technology that is healing that I don't know for what reason that it's not more widely used. So, and my other question is, do you feel how come you're so comfortable talking about it? Because I'm scared to talk about the stuff that I know.
Nothing to be scared of. The scariness is your brain. Your brain projects the word scary. It projects the thought of being scared. If you turn off your brain, one of my teaching is from space is that people need on Earth to turn their brain off. Your brain can be your worst enemy. It will put fear into you. It will make you freak out because you're thinking about too many things that are not necessarily true. So, so for example, based on your question, I love the question is there's no reason to be scared. Why am I comfortable? Because I came out of the closet 21 years ago. Actually, when I was a kid in the 60s playing baseball, I was playing, all of a sudden I blurted out I came from Mars to the other kids and playing stickball in a cul-de-sac. They were not happy with that. I didn't, I don't know why I said it. I just said that I was from Mars. And I went underground with that thought for many years until I got older, like, an adult in my college years. And at that point, I've seen many ships when I was growing up. But I kept it quiet to myself. I saw things in the sky. I had a visitation with space people when I was a kid, preteen in Long Island, in a cul-de-sac at night. I've told this story. You probably never heard it. But I went upstairs from my parents' kitchen. My brother was downstairs. I go upstairs for no reason at all, open my brother's wooden blinds, and there's a flying saucer with men and women and children and young people wearing a light blue space outfits with an energy source of energy going up and down in the middle of the ship. And they were all looking at me, and they were telepathically saying, you're going to remember this forever, that you're not from this planet, that you're part of our galactic family. And that was the only time I had a visualization physically of people on the ship. Now, whether I actually went on the ship when I went to sleep, I don't know. But I do know that I looked out the window. I felt this enormous amount of love from them. I was so happy to see them. And even though I have a biological Earth family, I had a mother and a father, I also realized at that point that I wasn't from here, from this planet. And from that point on, when I got older and had more experience, I've done many things in the journey. I felt very comfortable coming out of the closet many years ago. And I want other people to feel comfortable, because now's the time you should get yourself to feel comfortable. When contact happens, you better feel comfortable about the fact that you're not from here. You do have biological family. You're a beautiful being. I can see your energy is very beautiful. That you don't have to be afraid of anything. Just be who you are. Be your true self. That's the only thing you should be. Because you're not going to be your true self, you're never going to be happy.
So I'm not afraid of talking about it, because I'm afraid of people, what they're going to think.
I know.
It's more so like the government and.
Oh, don't even worry about the government.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about the government and the Ashtar Command.
Okay.
Yeah, the government is afraid of me. When I say that without ego, they're afraid of us. They're afraid of the Ashtar Command because they don't know what to do now. They've covered up the fact that we exist for over 70 years. They've covered up everything they possibly could, to the point where they've actually put it in a position where they're in a corner. The Ashtar Command, when they come here, these people in power on Earth will not know what to do. My show, I guarantee you, I'm sure there's been government agents that have listened into this program. I can tell you without any question in my mind, with complete honesty, that when spaceships come and the people come, everything is going to change. It's going to be a gradual shift. All the so-called governments in the 3D world, all the religions, all the educational institutions, things will exist, but they will organically kind of break apart. And there's going to be a new kind of energy vibration on the Earth, which is that we're going to start living like our space brothers and sisters. We're going to start living in an harmonious relationship in the universe, which we have not done for a long time. So there's so many things to be thankful for. And you have a mission to do. And everybody here watching this show, when you wake up, you're going to find out what your mission is. I believe everybody here has a mission, every single human being.
Well, I'm totally on task for my mission, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, my mom, when I was so little, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7, she told me I was from this planet or galaxy. I don't remember quite how to say it, but I've been looking for someone to tell me what this place was, because I tried to look it up and I came up with nothing. She told me, I do believe she said I was from Asa Centaura.
Asa Centaura, I'm getting from the command, there's a place called Asa Centaura. Let's see, Centauri, Asa Centauri. I'm getting Asa Centauri. The word Asa, you're close to the right word. I'm not sure what that is, but I will take time to look into that.
Well, if you do, please let me know. And she was really angry.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. Lakita's right. That threw me off. Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri. You're from Alpha Centauri. That's the word. Centauri Alpha. Yes, thank you, Lakita. The other word you said with the A in it kind of threw me off there.
Can y'all tell me about it?
Well, I can tell you that within the Ashtar Command, there are people from Alpha Centauri as other planetary systems. You're going to have contact with the Alpha Centaurians. If you so desire, they are tall humans, men and women, just similar to us. They live in very harmonious relationship with the Creator. And I think if you meditate you will be able to communicate with them telepathically. Do you know how to communicate telepathically?
Oh yeah, I mean, I got pictures, drawings, a whole bit, a book. I got the whole thing. I haven't published anything in that realm, but I was,
Yeah.
just, I've been just trying to find someone who could tell me,
Yes.
more about it.
Now that we have the word Alpha Centauri, which is because you said Centauri, the Alpha Centauri would be correct. So, in that perspective, if you meditate on like for 20 or 30 minutes a night,
Okay.
and you say, my name is so and so, I've been thinking about the system Alpha Centauri. I wish to connect with the space people of the Christ consciousness from Alpha Centauri, and you keep doing that from an inner perspective, inner consciousness. I believe you will have contact eventually. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow night or next week, but if you practice that and you put your energy into it, I think you'll get a response. And what you want to listen for is the voice within coming back to you. It could be a male or a female voice, but it will be one of the space people from that system.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, I'm glad you came on. You're a great guest. You actually had some great questions.
Thank you. Well,
my show's on every night. Usually, I take a night off sometimes. My regular night is, my show's Encounters is on most nights. Tonight is always Saturday night is Ashtar Command night.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you very much.
Right.
Thank you so much. You're a blessing, sister.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. This is what it's all about, folks. I love people. I love the interaction. I want to help people tonight. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask me. I will do my best to answer your questions. I have 4 sets of parents: galactic, biological, adoptive, and step parents. Interesting. Lily and Lily. Again, we'll bring people up focused on the Ashtar Command for sure. And let's see. Cliff. We're going to bring Cliff back because Cliff disappeared. And see if Cliff doesn't disappear on me again. And okay, Cliff, you're back.
Every time I shut my Bluetooth off, it cuts me off of this thing.
Oh, now you're good. As long as the Bluetooth is off and you're on, you're good. So my parents, I remembered your question. My parents aren't from Mars. I don't know yet what the planet is, but I will tell you when I go on the ship. I'll ask my parents what planet I come from beyond Earth.
Yeah, because that's what I was always wondering. Because you said you're from Mars, but I've never heard you say about your parents being from Mars. And I said, well, how can that be?
I think I've also been probably from other planets on other timelines. I think there's more than one time. So if you look at it from a galactic timeline, Mars is what I remember. But from where they're from, I'm probably also from another planet. There's no like a box that says I'm boxed into one planet. I think that's what we think about on Earth. I think they are from another planetary system, which I'm excited to learn about, and I will learn about it when I go on the ship.
Maybe you went to school on Mars.
Yes, I did go to school on Mars.
That could be what it was. That's because I remember when I first started watching you that they said that the children go to different planets for school.
Right. Yes, we do. We're not stuck on one planet, so to speak.
Right.
We do go on different planets to school together. Yes.
See, I remembered that. I never forgot.
No, see, I remember that too. We do go to school on different planets. Yeah. But when I go on the ship, I'll ask Rhubarb, my father and my mother, what planet I come from.
That would be
Mars.
that would be a good question, so that because you're not sure yourself right now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. And I think when April went off planet the other night, and then you mentioned that something important was going on. I don't know what that's related to yet. To the 5 of us.
I can tell you. Because she told, I think it was Johnny. She was mentioning it in her last broadcast. She was told that when I told you about activation is now.
I didn't understand. I didn't know what that meant.
She said what they're doing is they're going to activate your extra senses.
Oh, okay.
And like you, she said, because she even said the commander has been having the problem with the cough or something.
Yeah.
With your throat.
Yeah.
That's a reaction from them activating your other senses. They're turning everything up more. and
Oh,
they're
really?
doing it.
Okay.
They're doing it. She said, they're doing it gradually because if they do it all at once, it would mess us up too much.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they're doing it gradually because
So everybody,
I can take a little bit at a time here, you know.
Yeah, because like Johnny's been experiencing stomach problems.
Yeah, I know that.
And I can't remember what April said. She was emotional with the crying and stuff. And
yeah.
So everybody, she said, everybody reacts differently, but they're going to start increasing your abilities, your natural abilities that you forgot about.
Are they
That's
doing
what they're
that?
doing.
Are they doing that now before the 5 of us go on the ship together?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
They're getting you ready to go on the ship.
Yeah, I think we're going to go on this. I think we'll be on the ship in early 2025.
I do too.
I think I think in early 2025. I'm speaking to my whole audience here. So for people to understand something, and I don't assume anything here, April, myself, Kit Kat, Johnny, and Chesno are all in the same regional area of the planet Earth here. We're all in the same region. We're going to be all going off planet, I think, April, I can't keep track. It's over 70 times already. But we're going to go all off planet physically, I think. And again, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this. Nobody. I'm saying that I believe it's going to be sometime in 2025, we're going to be finally taken off planet and coming back. So we'll be coming back. We'll be taken off maybe for an hour at a time. Then we'll come back to Earth. Off planet, it'll be like, it could be 2 or 3 months. You know what I mean? Cliff, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I know it. The time does not exist on the ships. If they say, let's say if they come to get April at say 9:45, okay, and they take her on a ship, she could be gone anywhere from a week to, I think the longest she's said was about 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, actually, I think she's been away for a couple months.
Yeah,
2 months, I think, at one point.
But I think Earth time, it was only like an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, an hour and a half Earth time. What he's talking about.
Because they don't want to interfere with your Earth life, your family.
That's right. We do have a life here too, you know.
And she said the last time. Now I don't know. Oh, she's up at the hospital tonight, I guess. She said.
I know she is. Yeah.
When she was up there last, the ship that she commands, the one that's tied into her conscious. They actually let, I don't know if she told you this or not, they let her try to drive it the other time.
Really?
Yes.
She was on the ship.
She was on her ship. They put her in the captain's chair where she would normally be.
Right.
And told her to try it out. So she said, well, I didn't know what to do. So she said, I told the ship to move forward about 20 feet.
And what happened?
And she said the ship started moving forward, but she said, and it kept going because I never told it to stop. So she's saying, stop, 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 stop. And because she repeated, stop, 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 the ship was jerking. And she said, all the people are standing around her, their heads were bobbing around.
Oh, no.
And the ones that had the helmet, she said the ones that had the helmets on, the helmets was bobbing around on their heads.
Oh, no.
Because she said, stop, 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 stop. And it was like pumping the brakes.
and if you know April, I can see the expressions in her face trying to stop the spaceship.
She was so embarrassed. She said, I was so embarrassed. But you would think being the captain of the ship, she would know how to do it, but she says, I've never tried to do it. See, when this, like you and April and Kit Kat and the others, when you're down here in these bodies, they refer to those as an avatar. Body, the body you're in is what they call an avatar.
Interesting.
Okay. And she said, our actual space bodies are in the stasis, in the cryogenic chambers.
Cryogenic chambers, yeah. So now I know when I go on the ship, I probably have also maneuvered a ship at some point. Even though I deal with intergalactic stuff, I think I've done other things on the ship besides that. But I think it'll be interesting. The fact that they had her go, folks. So she was actually sitting at the controls of the ship,
Yeah,
and so
her
it's
ship.
through her consciousness, she was able to tell the ship to move, and she was able to tell the ship to stop, just through consciousness.
Yep.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's all
Pretty awesome.
it's all
Really awesome.
telepathy.
Yeah, it's all telepathy. It's awesome.
That's
It's
like
amazing.
when she was on there the one time. They were talking about different places to go, and she says, I was thinking it would be nice to go see the rings of Saturn. Well, that was on her ship.
Yeah.
And the ship took her to Saturn and
Wow.
made the floor transparent so she could see it.
Wow,
Now,
that's
here's
pretty
something.
beautiful, amazing stuff. Go ahead.
Now, here's something else that I just found out. Well, she was telling us. She said the ships are a living ship. And she
Yeah.
said they're not only living, but they're male and female. She said her ship.
Somebody in the audience said that too. Who was it?
Yeah, she said her ship. I can't remember the name of what they call it. It starts with a V, but I don't remember the name. She knows the name of her ship, and she said if a female ship, if it's a female ship, the person who commands it has to be female.
Right.
And if it's a male ship, like say if you had a ship, April could not go on your ship and operate it because it has to be a male operating a male ship.
Interesting.
Yeah, so now you know a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I know she'll come when her granddaughter is feeling better.
Yeah.
Then, we'll have April on here. She's got to take care of her granddaughter. These things happen. She's been through a lot, and it's just one other thing. But that's the thing. You take care of the people you love. That's part of what your mission is to take care of the immediate people that you love, right? And if you've never met April on my live before, we work together with the Ashtar Command as well as a number of people, and Cliff as well is doing his work on another level with the command. And there's a lot of stuff going on here, folks. It's like there's so much going on right now that it would blow your mind if you knew everything that's going to be happening in another year and a half. Really,
It's going to be interesting.
And the beautiful part is this show here, Encounters, our regular show during the week, the Saturday night show, which is directed, and there she is. Welcome, Darlene. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I brought you up because you also made a comment about the male and the female ships. So join us here. It's a communal gathering. Feel free to share. I know you must have heard April speak about this, correct?
Yes. I was listening to her the other night.
And tell us what you got from that too. I'm really happy to hear your expression.
Well, she was saying that she was excited because she got to drive the ship. And she also said that she wasn't aware that there were male and female ships. And so I took it that ship was going to be her ship. Is that how you took it, Papa?
Yeah,
Smurf?
she said that is her ship that they let her do.
Yes.
And she also said that the commander is her communications person.
Yes.
And Kit Kat is in charge of security. Johnny is on her ship, and so is Chesno. You're all on her ship as a crew.
Isn't that kind of amazing, though, when you think about it? When I came on TikTok, everybody watching this, and made friends on Facebook, I don't know who told me to get on TikTok, but they said, I should get on TikTok. I said, why? And I got on here knowing nobody here. I had some people initially to help me get up to what I needed to do to get to 1,000 followers, and then I went live. I didn't know what I was doing. Then I decided to do a show called Encounters, which you're watching now. Then I decided to do a night specifically Ashtar Command related, which I did. My first interview, Darlene and Cliff, was with April. Well, April was one of my interviews of many. She came on Friends with Furries, and she was talking about furries. That's the initial conversation we had. Then I met Chesno, who I know in person. He comes from Connecticut. We're both in the same state. He's with us, and he's part of our Ashtar Command contact group. Then I meet Kit Kat personally from Long Island. She came up to one of our gatherings with Chris, who's the archaeologist, and I interviewed her. Then I interviewed, and then of course I interviewed April, And so there's 5 of us, including myself, that none of us knew each other. This is a fascinating story that someday might be made into a major motion picture.
It
On the
probably will.
history of, this story, if you think about it and listen to the words of what we're saying, this is the most important story of all times. It really is. If you understand what's happening here, and if you're not watching the show long enough to understand what's happening here, you're missing out on an opportunity that's so important. The importance is that the fact that we're all on that ship. I deal with communications intergalactically, which I've known before I met anybody on TikTok or any internet. I was always aware that I did intergalactic communications off planet. I just didn't know where it was or how I did it. And all this stuff came together with us all me interviewing everybody. I interviewed Cliff, when he came on here. I've interviewed Darlene, but I've interviewed so many people. But the 5 of us that met here from the same region of the country are all working together on the same ship. We all have galactic family on the ship, meaning parents on the ship. We have siblings on the ship. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't. We don't channel anything. We don't channel some being from another planet. We all are doing something that's really happening in real time. We're having an experience that is beyond our imagination, beyond anything we can possibly ever think of. Sonia, thank you. And I want everyone to be aware of stuff like this, because as we get closer to contact, this is the show, and in April's live and my show, this night, this is going to be the way we're going to educate you about what's happening, that nobody on History Channel, Discovery Channel, Travel Channel, or whatever, they're not going to tell you about this stuff. They're not going to even get close to what this stuff is. Not even, there's nobody out there, I don't care who they are, they're not going to be able to tell you this stuff, okay? And I'm here to be transparent and make sure you know what's happening now and what's going to be happening in a year and a half.
Yeah. When you think of the odds of all of you being brought to your program, and what the odds are of your parents and April's parents and Kit Kats. Well, Kit Kats, they're
right
in a war.
Yeah,
but
unfortunately,
Kit Kats was raised by April's parents. That's why they call each other sisters.
That's right.
And everybody was brought together through your show. Right. And all of you are crew to her ship, on her ship. You're all on one ship when you are up there. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. It took me time to grasp it when I first did the interview and met April and all these other people, but also because I'm already awakened, and I'm also knowing that I was from the Ashtar Command before I came on TikTok, I was able to assimilate that understanding pretty quickly. It didn't take me long to understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right. It's not weird. Karen Morgan's correct. Since I don't believe it's weird, I believe it's divine guidance. I think that's a more appropriate term.
That's yeah.
Thank you, Karen. And that is true. Divine guidance would be actually more appropriate. Absolutely, without a question. And let's see here. I think there is Dragon Healer. I think Dragon Healer would like to join us. We'll bring Dragon Healer up. This is Ashtar Command Night. We are focused on the Ashtar Command, and that's what we're talking about. So if you're new to this show, welcome, Dragon Healer. Welcome to our Ashtar Command program this evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you're hearing what we're talking about contact and about our relationships with each other. And whereabouts are you, and what would you like to ask us tonight or share with us?
Well, I live in by San Francisco. This is I haven't been on live before, so this is the first time I've been on live.
Oh, congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you. So you guys are talking about this ship. It sounds interesting.
You want to know a little bit more about it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I've been a talk show host on radio, on NPR radio for 21 years now in Connecticut. I do a show called Ashtar Command Cosmic Eye Radio. I'm a contactee. I had my first contact when I was a kid in the 60s. and I saw space people on a ship that were human with light blue spaceship outfits. So just whamming up from the 60s to 2024, I've had many experiences as I've been involved in the subject for a lot of years. So I know a lot of things. What we're talking about here, what we were just talking about is there were 4 other people I met here in my interviews on encounters that I didn't even know. And those people, one of which in Vermont, has been going off planet for over 70 times now. When I first interviewed these people, I interviewed her about fairies. I interviewed this person called Kit Kat in Long Island, on Chesno in Connecticut, and a person named Johnny of the Third Kind in New Jersey. None of us knew each other. I've interviewed hundreds of people. Come to find out that we're all connected and that we've all been on a spaceship of the Ashtar Command. Have you ever heard of the Ashtar Command?
No, I haven't.
I'm glad you haven't, because that's a good thing. The Ashtar Command is like the United Galactic Nations. So if you look at the United Nations in terms of a analogy, the United Nations represents every every Earth-based country, right? All the countries of the world. So if you look in the universe, the Ashtar Command represents all the peaceful planets within the multiverse, that like everywhere, wherever they may be, planets that have families, people that have families on these other planets. So what we're talking about is there are space people that are spiritually beautiful, more advanced than we are, that have technology way beyond Earth-based technology. And so in a nutshell, that's what we're talking about, just to give you kind of heads up to try to teach you a little bit without getting too crazy about it. So now you understand what we're dealing with. So we all came together through the radio, for my broadcast here. Mm-hmm. And the 4 of us, they're not on right now. There's 4 other people will actually be going on a spaceship, most likely by the year 2025. I don't know when. I'm not too concerned about what the timing is. We just know that we're being prepared to go on a spaceship, and we're going to come back to Earth. Usually, we're going to probably have multiple trips once we start going. But when we come back, you're going to learn a lot from us from being on the spaceship with our space family.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so I'm
good.
really glad it's always wonderful to meet new friends, and you are a new friend of the show, Dragon, that you're here. I like your name, Dragon Healer.
Thank you.
I think you're going to find ourselves, I think you're going to learn a lot on our show. We're on a lot of nights. Sometimes I take a break just to realign and meditate, but we're on usually at 11 o'clock. And every Saturday night we do this. My friend April can't be with us tonight, but she will be on future shows, and we'll be sharing a lot of stuff when she comes back onto Earth. When she's on able to come on the show, when she's been on the ship, we'll have things that we can actually share with you and hundreds of other people.
Okay.
All right. Hey, brother, thank you so much for being here for the first time.
Thanks.
Dragon Healer, did you know that there are real dragons in the fairy realm?
Yeah.
You heard that?
I heard that before, yeah.
Okay, because there's a group that April put together that's going to be representing the Bigfoot also after the commander's meeting with the space people. And there's that's going to be 6 people for the Bigfoot, and there's also a team of 6 people that's going to be representing the fairies. And her fairies, the 4 that's always with her, picked me as one of the first ones to work with April. So,
right.
And that'll be sometime after the commander meets with them, and that has that meeting. That meeting's supposed to take place someplace either in Ireland or Antarctica, I believe.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, that's when I go on the ship. So I don't.
Yeah.
Again, everything when I meet with these people in Antarctica, I'll probably be wearing a spacesuit because when we go on the ship, Dragon, we're going to be wearing a spacesuit. So when April goes on the ship, she automatically goes into this spacesuit and is able to breathe on the ship. I mean, they do have oxygen, but it's a slightly different oxygen than we have on Earth. But she's able to, they're vegetarians. They don't eat meat. So she's able to eat the fruits and vegetables, and she has. And I'll be able to do the same thing. I'll be able to eat whatever the food is that is from their world. I'll be able to eat it and breathe on the ship. So when we go to Antarctica or wherever we're going, I'll be able to come back with information to share on my show here that I will be able to share with people, and we'll keep we're going to keep it as transparent as we can and share what we're able to share with you when we come back from the ship when that happens. So it's not happening tomorrow, although you never know. They could say, okay, we need you on the ship now, and I'll be ready to go. I've been mentally prepared for this, Dragon, since last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Commander, you
Yes.
said something about the fleets of ships. And
Yes.
in 2016, I was standing outside looking at the sky, and they just looked like little sparkly. It just went on and on. It just seemed like it went on for 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden they were just gone. They looked like they were just floating across the sky. And that was a fleet of ships.
And when was this? When did this happen?
I believe it was 2016.
Okay.
I couldn't believe what I saw. It was just crazy. And there was someone else at the house, a friend of mine, and he had said, we were both standing there, and he said, what do you think it is? And I said, what do you think it is? I said, I know that I think that they're ships.
Yeah. And Infinity 777, I'm going to bring you up live in a few minutes to ask me that question. Yes. So if you're able to see the ships, one of the things you can know is that there are many fleets of ships that can float. And if you're seeing if you're blessed, if you're seeing fleets of ships, your consciousness is up there and ready to see them. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I see one or two now in the skies, but I have never seen anything like that, and I might never see anything like that again. And you try to tell somebody the story, and they just look at you like you're crazy. But I know what I saw, and it was amazing.
Yeah. And just to answer Lonnie's question, Mars, as you will find out, will be your nightmare. Are you asking me? Mars is no nightmare. Mars is a beautiful planet there, Lonnie. Mars is a planet that has 10 to 15 million inhabitants living on the planet. Mars has vegetation regrowing for a long time now. Mars has waterways beneath the planet's surface. A matter of fact, the only thing NASA said that was true recently, that they are finding that Mars has water within the planet. So I knew this already because I came from Mars. It has rivers, it has oceans, seabeds within the planet. There's some water above the planet in certain sectors of Mars, but Mars is a very beautiful, beautiful planet, and the people on Mars are very beautiful as well. I just want to answer that person's question. Dragon, any other questions you might have, brother?
What? Hold on, let me find my words real quick. What made you start this journey?
In terms of like the journey of knowing who I was?
Yes.
When I was a kid, when I had this contact with the space people looking out the window, I kind of started a little bit, but I was still preteen. I mostly focused on things that a teenager would do. I basically, grew up in the 60s, which was kind of a very turbulent decade. I saw meditation. I saw the hippie thing happen when I was growing up and all that. So all those things, I lived all the normal life, but I had also many sightings. And in that happening, as I got older, I couldn't deny what I remembered when I was a kid with the space people, and I got focused on it more. And as I became more mature in my thinking, I started doing workshops. I started learning how to connect with people. I met a woman who was a beautiful soul in California, who lived in Sedona, Arizona, who wrote for a magazine called Sedona Journal Emergence. I had to meet her. She was with the Ashtar Command. I had never heard of them before in the way she expressed it. And I've known her. She's like a cosmic mom. She's still alive, and she's in LA, in Hollywood, that area. And, so there's a lot of things that in my journey that is fascinating for me to share with you. I've had many experiences in life in the cosmic realm that have led me to where I am today, and especially what we're talking about now on Ashtar Command Night, the meeting of all the people that we're talking about, the 4 other people in April. Yeah, everything like this I never thought would ever happen. I never knew this was going to happen. It's just been a beautiful experience, and I can't wait to go on the ship as well as the other 4. And when we go, and we're not going yet, but we're not like going crazy knocking on the wall saying, when are we going to go, like little kids. We're mature spiritual people that when they're ready to take us on the ship, we'll go. They'll come and get us, and they'll open a rift in the wall, and we'll come take us on the ship, and we'll be on the ship. That easy.
Okay.
Yeah. Great question.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, and I'm glad to have you with us on the show here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you have a good night. Let me put you down. Still watch the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you down. There we go. Do this here.
Right.
And we just appreciate everybody. That's part of what I do here. I have no ego. I never have an ego. The only thing I want to do is bust the matrix, and I want to, especially on Saturday night, want to be as loving and educating people about the Ashtar Command. You know, I think everybody needs to know what's happening with the five of us, and the more and more I'm going to keep educating as many as I can, because I don't assume that all 328 people here know about what the story is or what's happening. You know, Stephen Greer doesn't even know what's happening with this. You know, he's doing great work on his own, but even Stephen Greer doesn't know about the five of us. Could you imagine if Stephen Greer knew about the five of us? But he does not. He does not. He does not know.
He'd be wanting to come on your show.
Stephen Greer would be saying, he'd be not only wanting to come on the show.
I need to know more.
Stephen Greer would be saying, "Can I go on the ship too?" Dr. Stephen Greer will have to think about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, Karen says, Commander, as long as I have been watching you, you have not ever shown anything but integrity. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that so much. And that's important to me. Integrity is important. Honesty is important. Transparency is important. And breaking the matrix, to me, is most important. I think I've exposed most of the lies of the Pentagon and everything on the show since last year. You know, I think that the governments of the world are afraid of the space people because they have no control over it, you see. They have no control over what I'm talking about. They have no control over contact. They can't stop it. The beautiful thing is not one government, not one religion, not one politician can stop the spaceships of the Ashtar Command from coming to Earth. They can't be stopped. All the technologies on Earth will be shut down. All the weapons of war will be turned off. All the weapons of war will be dismantled. All the electronics that are used to activate these weapons will be totally destroyed. They'll be inoperable when contact happens. I'm telling you this because you need to know this, brothers and sisters. Because time is coming, and it's coming soon.
Good. Yep,
and I'm happy to. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say yes, and we absolutely need them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and for people to realize that none of this is a joking matter, all of this is a serious thing, and when people have to understand now's the time to get serious about who you are, what are you going to be, how are you going to react, how are you going to act when they do land the ships, when they do come onto Earth. How are you going to represent the planet as an Earth person? Are you going to be that representative of integrity, of maturity, of spiritual understanding? Or are you going to be the person that's going to just be the opposite? You have to make that choice, you see.
Exactly.
I don't make that choice for you. You have to work on that yourself. And it's not so much the UFOs that we need. The UFOs are just spaceships. We don't need the UFOs. UFOs are just traveling vehicles, right? What people need is spiritual enlightenment. What people need to do is work on their spiritual meditation. And the UFOs have nothing to do with it. It's the connection to your higher self, doing the Christ conscious meditations, getting yourself mentally prepared consciously for contact. That is the most important thing people around the planet can do right now. That's my message. Infinity, I'm going to bring Infinity up. I want to bring Infinity up. I'd rather answer the question live, Infinity. I love talking to people, so we're going to talk to you on the program. Hey, Infinity,
Hi.
how you doing?
Hi, Commander.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you all doing? Hello, everyone.
I'm amped up and feeling great, and so I'd rather have your question on here live. So why don't you tell the people what your question is?
My question is, because I know first off that I'm Syrian. I'm from Sirius A and Sirius B and Sirius C also, and I know it's with the Galactic Federation of Light. So when you were speaking a minute ago about how big Ashtar Command is, a thought popped into my head like, okay, but I'm wondering, is Ashtar Command bigger than the Galactic Federation of Light?
Well, there really is no galactic federation. The Ashtar Command represents all the councils of light. So I know people on Facebook, they talk about the Galactic Federation, this federation, that. That's just all things that are really, I know it's going to blow people's minds. They really don't really exist. The Ashtar Command represents all the planetary systems. It's the overseeing body of all the councils of light from all the planetary systems beyond Earth. So it's a great question, and I'd rather answer it like I'm doing right here with you, having a conversation, which I think is great. There is no real, I know it's going to be hard for some people to believe it, but there is real no galactic separate this or that. There's Ashtar Command, and the Ashtar Command, thank you for the galaxy, represents the very essence of all the planetary systems of light, all the spiritual worlds of light, and that is a unification of all the beautiful energies that bring us to oneness in that understanding.
I don't quite understand. Can you elaborate a little, please?
Yes. So what I'm saying is, on the internet, when the internet started, people said, I'm hooked to this intergalactic group or that galactic group. They all these separate groups. What I'm trying to tell people is no separate groups. They don't exist. There's one body. Like you have the United Nations, which represents all the countries on Earth, right? So let's take the analogy of all the countries. There's no separate country from this group or that group or this group or that group. That's all separated. That's all part of separation. But they do have an overseeing body. The Ashtar Command is the overseeing spiritual body for all the planetary systems. They all go through the Ashtar Command, every one of them.
So what does the Galactic Federation fall under? Like, what are they in charge of overseeing?
Let me just put it this way. What I'm trying to say is there is no Galactic Federation. I know there are people that believe in that, and I'm not knocking them for believing it. I'm just trying to tell you it doesn't exist. It's going to blow people's minds when I say this, and there are going to be people say, oh, Commander, you can't say that. Yeah, I can, because I come from off planet. There's one body of light, which is the Ashtar Command. Then there are different councils of light. But there are councils, galactic councils, but there's one overseeing body of Christed cosmic beings of light, which is the Ashtar Command.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? So, I mean, I take time. I try to, I want to try to explain it so people aren't confused. I'm hoping people understand what I'm saying in this realm is that there's one overseeing body of beautiful energy, which is the command, which oversees that level in the cosmic Christed consciousness. And there are all these different councils, which definitely do exist, but there's no like separate this or separate that, so to speak.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was wanting to know. Oh, and one more question. I believe the last time we spoke, I think I might have asked this question, but I probably forgot what you said. But remember when I was saying how I can see my galactic family, I can see them like wherever I look, like I can see like their eyes.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at like a blank colored wall or looking up in the sky or even looking through my sunroof, I'm not looking in the sky, I'm looking in between, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. I do understand you.
Yeah, so I'm seeing their eyes, and it's amazing to me because their eyes are so beautiful. So my question is, would you say that they're little by little trying to expose themselves to me?
Yes.
Or how would you interpret that?
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think?
I think, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I want you to say right now, I think that my galactic family is exposing themselves to me. The fact of the matter is, your space family is little by little telling you, here we are.
Yes. And you know something else too, last week I was in a deep sleep. Well, I guess I was about to go into a deep sleep. Put it like this, with all the earthquakes we've had in LA, or LA being known for earthquakes, and I've been living here most of my life, I'm immune to it, but at the same time, I'm not, because I could, like, any kind of jolt scares me. So sometimes I feel like I'm in a deep sleep, but any slight feeling or movement, I can feel it, but I won't completely wake up. So I say that to say, last week I was sleeping, and anytime I'm laying down, maybe like in a hotel room or at a friend's house, I always invite my galactic family to be with me, because I can see them walking around a little bit and, touching me, healing me, things of that nature. And
Mm-hmm.
and when I tell you I was laying down a few nights ago, I don't know what time it was, but I know that it was really late. It was after 1 o'clock in the morning, California time. I felt this huge being sit on the edge of my bed. And in my sleep, I'm like thinking, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Or like, who is that?
Right. Right.
And after that, I was telling myself, I don't want to wake up because I'm too doggone sleepy. I'm too tired. I need this rest.
Right.
And I didn't think anything of it after that, like it must have been them.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you just focus on your family, your galactic family is probably with the Ashtar Command. As you feel more comfortable communicating with them, which I think you do, I think they just want to gently show you themselves. When you get fully comfortable, you can say to them, "Okay, I know little by little you're showing yourselves to me, and I'm part of your space family. Can you please show me yourselves? Can you please reveal yourselves fully physically so I can see you?" And all you have to do is ask them. If you feel ready for that, and meditate first. But if you feel ready for that, then you should ask them to say to them, "I love you. I wish to see you. I wish to communicate with you." Those are the things now that you can do because you've already been communicating in a sense. Slightly physically, they've revealed themselves and they've uncloaked their bodies a little bit. But you can ask
Yeah.
them to be completely uncloaked.
Oh,
I,
okay. Okay.
you
But
didn't know
they'll
that, did
know
you?
if I'm fully ready or not because I
Oh
know
yeah,
that sometimes, depending on what space I'm in, or what kind of day I've had, I've always looked
yeah,
forward to seeing them and I'll ask them. But I know it might be sometimes this little tiny, tiny spot of fear. And I try to
yeah.
block that fear out and open my heart more because I don't want to have fear. I want to meet them. I want to see them, all of those great things,
Yeah. So just do
you
it.
know.
Just practice it. Do it. Don't have any fear. Don't let your brain get in the way of it. That we
Okay.
do have what we call a human brain and sometimes does interfere. So my Ashtar Command teachings to people is all over the world that are watching this show is start not thinking so much about things. Turn your brain off when you want to make the contact with your space family. As you watch this show on Saturday nights, you'll learn more about that. And it's going to take time. You're not going to have instant contact. You have to really work at it. Just like if you were exercising in the gym, trying to keep your legs in shape or your arm muscles in shape, to get yourself spiritually in shape and in tune cosmically and galactically, that takes time. It really does.
Oh, wow. I'm so excited. I wish it could happen right now, but I know it
It,
doesn't work that way.
it doesn't work that way.
Like, I'm
And I know you
so
know that.
ready. I'm so
I know
ready.
you
Oh
are.
my God, I'm
Yeah.
ready to get started. And my other question is too, do they have a preference as far as showing up? Do they prefer to show up when it's daytime or when it's nighttime?
I don't think it's either or, but it seems like they tend to show up at night.
Not in ships, Commander. I mean like in
Physically,
front of me, yeah.
oh, physically, oh, they can show up in the daytime and knock on your door and say, "We're from the ships. We want to let you know who we are." And they could be wearing a pair of jeans
Yeah.
and a t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there you go.
Okay, I was just curious. All
No, that's
right.
a
Well,
great
thank you
question, but there's the
kindly.
answer.
Yes, thank you kindly. Thank you so much for your time and all that you're doing. And it's a blessing to meet you and for you to take this time to help all of us. And yeah, you're just awesome. And I'm so
Uh,
glad that I caught you tonight.
Thank you. You're awesome too. So if I'm awesome, you're awesome also.
Right on. Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right.
everyone.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bye.
thank you, Infinity. Always a
Bye.
blessing to have you on here. I think we have a few more people. Let me see what's happening here. Chris, and I just let people know we are talking strictly Ashtar Command tonight. We're not talking about anything else. We're not talking about flat Earth. We're not talking about what stars up in the sky. We're talking about Ashtar Command. Just so you know, like if I have to hypnotize the whole world, we're talking about Ashtar Command. I know. You know what? Actually, my voice is hypnotizing. So we're
It
talking
sure
about
is.
Ashtar
Yeah.
Command. I'll say it again. Ashtar Command. So you
And
know
for
what it is.
everybody that's noticed that there is being more and more spottings around the world, April had kind of explained that the other night too. She said it's what she is calling the peekaboo effect. She says because they're starting to come here. Well, you just said there's thousands of ships here already.
Right. That's right.
They're coming down just long enough for you to get a glimpse of them, and then they're going back up. So that way, when the main contact happens, we'll kind of be more acclimated to them from seeing them popping in and popping out. That's what they're doing now. That's why so many sightings is going on everywhere. It's because they're trying to let us know, hey, we're here. We're watching you.
Right. And it goes to what Cliff is saying, everybody, all the people watching throughout the world, that the activity is increasing because the Ashtar Command spaceships from all over the universe are now slowly appearing and decloaking. She will, Carrie. She's with her granddaughter in a hospital. That's the only reason why she's not here, Carrie. She has to take care of her granddaughter. She had an emergency, and but she'll be back. Cliff and Darlene were on her live before she came back from Earth Planet. So she will be here. She misses the show. She'll be here with us. So Alcove says, my wife was telling me about, so it's actually Ashtar Command, ASHTAR, back in the early 1980s. Okay. Do they control any weather? Ginger Power. So we'll bring Ginger Power up here. Ginger Power, Dennis Soroka. We'll bring Dennis Soroka up here to ask the question. Do they control any weather? If he wants to come up here. Here we go. You're watching the special edition, Saturday night edition of Encounters. This is Ashtar Command Night, special night related to the command. Welcome to the show.
Hello, guys.
Welcome. Good to have you with us. You were asking about the weather. Do they control the weather?
Or like, not the weather, like something with like that, like the electricity or like any.
You mean on our planet, the electricity
like the thunder, like storms?
Not really. They don't control the weather as they would control the weather.
Like moving the clouds during like thunderstorms?
Maybe that happens, but from my understanding, they don't interfere with our weather patterns. So they don't really control any of our weather. That's naturally just happening like it would happen on any other planet. They're more involved in now getting ready for contact with our planet. That's really what they're focused on. Weather patterns.
Other questions.
Yeah.
Too.
Go ahead.
All right. I've been listening to you for a while. I've been
Oh, good.
Yeah. Like, so talk about like the families. Like, I want to know if like I'm part of one of the Star Galaxy family. How would I resonate with it? Like, how would I know?
Okay, and I'll let my guests here. They're very well familiar with this answer too. It's basically when you eventually meditate, and I teach people this in my workshops, where I take them off planet. When I do workshops, I take people in a meditative state to learn how to connect back to their star family, and it takes time. It's not instantaneous. There's no like magic wand here. It's a matter of people meditating. I don't know if you do any meditation or 20, 30 minutes a day of meditation.
I do like coloring. Like when I do my coloring, I meditate. Like try to figure out if it's me like.
So you love to draw things? Is that what you're like an artist?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a form of meditation. Absolutely. But that can help you. But closing your eyes and just sitting quietly with nobody around you and saying, "I wish to connect with my
star family." Ask you, what do I say? Like. If I want to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely tell you. So one of the basic rules of doing this is just going into inner meditation, and it's not called Ishtar, it's actually Ashtar. I think NMK, it's ASHTAR, not ISHTAR, just so you get the name right. So it's Ashtar, like with the A. In terms of Ashtar, ASHTAR, Ashtar Command. It's the space, Galactic Space Group Ashtar, and then the next word, it would be command. But in terms of your question, you're welcome, NMK. In terms of how to connect with them, I tell people, say, that I am a Christed being of light on earth. I wish to connect with my star family beyond earth, and that you must be Christed beings of light if you're connected with me. Please let me know in meditation. What I do in my meditations and when I do my classes is I tell people that we put a bubble of light around ourselves, and you can imagine yourself like an artist. You create a painting, you create whatever the color is of that painting, right?
Yeah.
So look at yourself as part of the painting, and what you're doing is you're now saying to yourself, I put a light energy around my body as I'm doing my meditation, and I wish to only connect with my star family, my spiritual family beyond earth. And if you do that, again, it might take you a month to get connected. It might take you 2 weeks. Who knows? But if you keep practicing that focus, you will actually make contact. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, like, sometimes I see like faces in the clouds. I don't know if it's related, but sometimes like human faces. Sometimes I see like other like, I think like they're trying to like tell me something, but I'm not sure.
There's a lot of people seeing faces in the clouds.
Yeah.
I was
I
curious.
seen a huge face earlier today, and it looked like it was like right in front of me. I got
there's a lot of people on my show that are taking pictures and seeing pictures of faces in the clouds. So what you're saying is true, Ginger Power. You're not alone. Recently, a lot more people are seeing faces in the clouds. As a matter of fact, I took a picture the other day. Actually, let me see if I should show it here. I thought it was kind of weird. Let me go here. I'm going to go out of this beautiful color thing here for a minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to show this to everybody.
I also see dragons too.
Yeah. Yep. People are saying they're doing that too. So I'm going to show you something here. If I can, let me just do this here. It's on my green screen. I'm just going to bring it up in a second. Here we go. Let's see.
I just got to meditate over it. Find out.
So I'm going to show you this. It should pop up in a minute here. Take a look at that. Now, this is one day. It was a partly cloudy day. If you look at the picture, what do you see?
Let me turn on my screen up.
And it goes to anybody. I mean, anybody wants to tell me what they see. Let's do this here. You'll be able to see the picture.
Yeah.
You see something? Cliff, anybody?
The bottom right corner kind of looks like a edge of a ship. That line. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I took the picture. I couldn't. I didn't make. There's two things going through my head when I took the picture. I was supposed to take the picture. I didn't know why, but I'm showing it for the first time here.
I think it looks like two people looking at each other. Do you see the top?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The two people look. I've never seen a picture. I've never ever. I had to take that picture. I just had to take that picture. I just was like, take that picture. I took the picture. You know, I didn't have any. And again, folks, understand. I don't have any preconceived notions of what I was seeing. I just took the picture. To be honest with you.
Sometimes I do that too, and something shows more than I usually.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you that
Florida
for a moment.
Right now.
You're in Florida, okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go here. Let me see if there's one other. Let's take a look at this for a minute. What do you see there? That to me, I took that picture. That was interesting.
You kind of like a dragon there.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was. I just took the picture. Let me just bring that. Okay, here.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Or a phoenix, right?
And I only
Yeah,
take
the
pictures
Phoenix.
of things. Yeah, I only take pictures of
I
things
kind of
that.
see that there. Yeah.
Huh.
The middle part, and then you got the two wings. Yeah. It could be a Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yep, I see that.
And again,
Now that you
as your
mentioned
host,
it, thank you for seeing
I
that. As
yeah,
soon as
I
you
have
seen it, I
no.
pictured it. I could see it in there.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Good
And I
eye.
have no. I just want people to have their own perceptions of it. I just took the picture, just so I freely can share it on Ashtar Command Night.
Means
Uh,
it's rebirth. Phoenix means rebirth, so something is coming out of fire or rebirth.
yeah,
So like the
beautiful.
earth coming to a new something.
Also,
Yep. So
Ginger, April in Vermont, when I told her, how do I know, how can I spot a cloaked ship? Because they cloak themselves in the clouds. And she told me, she said, look for a cloud with a flat bottom. You know how a lot of clouds have lumpy
Yeah.
bottoms? She said, look for a cloud with a lumpy bottom, and it's really a dark cloud, like a heavy rain cloud, because the light's not coming through it. And so I did that, and I've had 3 now on my personal page. I got 3 movies of a cloud with a dark bottom, and you can take your cell phone, set it to record for 1 minute. Just record. Just aim your phone at that cloud. Zoom it in on it. Okay, zoom it in as good as you can to where it's closer, and record for 1 minute. And then go back and play that thing frame by frame, and that's what I did. And I can see there's little black ships that come out of the cloud or go past the cloud, but these things are going so fast they only appear on like 1 or 2 frames. That's how fast they're going.
I see like birds coming out.
It looks like a bird, but these things are going so fast that they only appear on like 1 or 2 frames. If it was a bird, it would be like in every frame.
I think I've seen those too.
Okay, so but that's, I've done that, and I actually got pictures of the little black things. It's hard to find them, but I have one that looks like a boomerang, a little boomerang type ship. On one movie, I could not get the pictures, but it came in from the left side going towards the right, and when you go frame by frame, you can see where that one thing split into 2. And but I couldn't get the actual picture of where it started to split. That's how fast they go, though. But that's the way you can do it. Just, you only need to record it for 1 minute, and then go frame by frame.
And let me just say, you're watching Encounters Ashtar Command Night. If you're new here, every Saturday night we have an Ashtar Command Night for Q&A, and we're talking about the Ashtar Command. I am with the Ashtar Command. I come from planet Mars originally, as one of the planets I come from, and I am a Ashtar Commander, and I am here on Mission Earth. So we welcome everybody to our show. If you have questions regarding the Ashtar Command, because that's our focus, please feel free to ask any questions. You have to be over 18 if you want to come on live. No kids on the show, no smoking, no vaping, no drugs, no drinking.
I always felt like
no
I'm
cursing.
like from somewhere else out here. So
what was your question? You're mentioning about somewhere else. Repeat your question.
So I always felt like I was looking always to the sky and stuff.
Yeah, so you always got to go with your feelings. Your feelings are probably accurate, and I would say as you meditate and focus, you can ask yourself, your higher self, where do you come from? Don't ask your mind where you come from, because it's not going to tell you. But if you ask your higher self through meditation, you will actually learn where you come from.
What's the Orion's belt? Is that any significance?
Well, does it feel significant to you? That's the most important question.
Right.
How do you feel about it?
I feel like there's something there.
Yeah, so what you would want to do is meditate on that thought and see if there is something there. And I think as you meditate and go to your higher self, we all have a higher self, everybody. when you go to your higher self, that's your way of connecting to the true nature of your true beingness. When you go through your brain to find the answer, the brain works in a 3D metrics. If you go away from the brain to the higher self, everybody here has a higher self. And if you go through the higher self, you'll get more information about who you are.
All right, thank you.
All right, hey, you've been a pleasure. And what's your first name?
Dennis.
Dennis, nice to talk to you. I know your name's not Ginger. Dennis, thanks for being here with us. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks so much. All right. Hey, Dennis, thanks so much.
Nice to meet you, Dennis. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Yeah,
listen
absolutely.
more while I draw. Continue drawing.
Yeah, definitely do it. Let's see if I can bring him down here. My TikTok thing. Here we go. All right. So this is the kind of stuff we're dealing with. We're happy to answer your questions regarding the Ashtar command, and it's all strictly Ashtar command tonight. No deviation. We're going to bring up NM on the show. Hey, good evening, NMK. How are you?
Very good. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
I believe you're Ashtar. Is that possible?
You believe? Not Ashtar. Ashtar's his own being. I'm Commander Alion. But I'm not Ashtar. I'm with the Ashtar. I am with the Ashtar command. I speak on the Ashtar command behalf because I work in that consciousness.
Yes. I got the one message from them when they had to get rid of some sort of male command or something like that, but it was all in German. Are you part in German? By any chance? That would be like a very good meeting of the. I don't know. It seems to me like that's what needs to happen in some way. I don't know.
Can you repeat the question, the comments?
So I can... Jewish also, or no? I apologize. I'm just saying because that is what needs to happen for us to unite. Like they can't just stick to their own race. Is what I'm thinking.
Well, and there's no on Earth, everything has a race or a denomination or whatever. So here again, busting the matrix with the Ashtar command level of light is that people have to throw away all their isms about this ism, and once you throw that away, there's only one thing you have to realize on planet Earth is that you're all human beings, but you're also not from this world. Many people have not, there's billions of people that have to wake up on this planet. We're talking billions of people. Not just the 10 people or 1,000, billions. There's over 7 billion people on Earth. It's going to, by the time contact happens, those people hopefully will be aware of it, one way or the other. But it's going to take every single person here to wake up and to be way showers for their neighbors down their street in their suburban neighborhood or in a country area, wherever you live. You're going to be the ones that are going to help prepare your neighbors for contact.
You too. I mean, I love your energy. Thank you so much.
Thank you I love you too. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, also, Papa Smurf and Darlene, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? I'm just excited because I see that there's a lot of connection for us to have and just happy.
And stay happy too, because that's the only way to be positive and happy and focused. That's really the only thing to do, really.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, NMK. What's your first name?
Natasha.
Okay, Natasha. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. I see you in there in the room, so I'm glad you came up.
Oh, wow, look, the moon base is here. Hello. Also, I'm on the moon program. It's really strange. I just wanted to let you guys know that I had seen 2 of the other generations that they're working on, like the alpha generation, and we were in a live video together. It was crazy. If you would like me to send you photos, I would love to do that to inform you.
Yeah, you can send photos to me at my email, CMDR.
Wait 1 second.
Okay. We'll bring James up in a moment. I do see him in there. And what have you missed here tonight, folks? This will be on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. So the whole show will be recorded, thank God TikTok records the show, and I can transfer it over to my YouTube channel.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't realize.
Yeah. So and matter of fact, if anybody does a live on TikTok, if you go to your live area of your TikTok thing, you could download it and put it on, if you have a Facebook page or Instagram or whatever, you can put it on that, or YouTube. You can put it on your YouTube channel too.
Yes. Well, right now, us moon people, we need that guidance because we're trying to control our energy. But here, let me just take your email down.
Yeah, my email is for the show CMDR.
Wait, one moment. Hold on. Wait. Okay. All right. CMDR.
ALEON
EON.
at AOL.com.
AOL original.
Yeah.
Commander. I like that. Alien. All right.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
yeah, there you go.
I got it. At AOL. All right, guys. Well, Roger Smith, I'm sorry. It's all a show. It's not just a show. We are connecting.
Right.
But it's a show for.
So Fossland, I don't know where Fossland's coming from. Gregory Schneider. I'm not sure what Gregory Schneider's beliefs are, or if he even where he's at spiritually in his cosmic beingness.
Yeah.
But it's all real.
Greg Schneider.
Yeah, that's his real name on his profile.
One last question I had about like Elon Musk is like, why is it that I feel like I have like brothers? Like I notice a lot of similarities between like him or like, for example, there's other genetics of other people in the art and music industry. And it
okay. He's in Zion, Illinois. Okay, I understand. Wait a minute. He's telling Ashley, I gotcha. All right. Oh, he's in Zion, Illinois. Okay. I gotcha. Good. I was confused there. Very good.
Happy to return. Had a call from Mars.
He was joking. There was a joke going on there. It's all good. Anyway, yeah. So what was your question?
I just like I noticed that there's like brothers that I have. Like I'm like 5'8", but they're like tall. They look like me. They're kind of like me in the industry, and we kind of never really liked each other in the rock and roll world, but we're kind of alike. It's strange. Does that make sense to you?
So let me ask you a question. So you were in the music industry?
Yes.
Okay, so like you toured all over the place and played.
I opened up for like 80s rock and rollers. So like Tommy Lee, I got to know all those guys, and I tried to help music,
Yeah.
And there was a lot of fights over it because it's like Knights Templar and like future energy,
Yeah, I think the main thing to do is, Natasha, is focus, because I am with the Ashtar Command.
Yes.
I want to try to get everybody possibly to just focus on Christ consciousness, number one, cosmic Christ consciousness. Two, just forgetting all the other earth-based distractions. Just solely take a quiet moment, maybe once a day, when you can, do a 20-30 meditation, breathing in and out, and using higher frequency music like this Christed ambient music on YouTube. Listen to that music, calm your mind down, and just focus on the galactic levels of light, which will get you in connection with your star family. That's the most important thing now. Before we have contact in a year and a half, I want to get everybody focused here, every single human being.
To try to balance out anyhow. Yeah, I mean, I will do that. I would do that.
Yeah, it's going to help you a lot. I know you could do it. So yeah, if you just do that, you're going to be your energy is really, really, you got a lot of energy there. It might be because you're like such a creative person, but just get really focused.
Yeah, I mean, I want the rest of the community to come through. Like, it'd be really beautiful to see it, but I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But thank you again.
Yeah. No problem. Now I'm not sure this other person is. I'm going to bring it down here. Let me see here. Let's do this.
Keep united on an evil.
So the person Leo, who are they? I love when I hear these general comments. They are united on an evil agenda. Keep clear. Leo, who's they? Can you explain who they are? This is Ashtar Command Night. We're talking about the Ashtar Command. We're staying laser focused. We're not getting off topic here. So, yeah. James, I think, wanted to come up here. If I can see him. Where is James? Is James here? James was here. Oh, the Global Secret Societies? Yeah, we're not too worried about those guys. They're going to be, before contact happens, they're going to be exposed pretty much. Not to worry. The secret societies, all the religions, all the pentagons of the world, everything's going to be exposed.
Yeah, James was on there because he's got a comment. He says, "Can I ask some Ashtar Command questions?"
Yeah. Where is he?
I had to scroll down, because he was way up there yet. But I found where he said, "Can I ask some Ashtar Command questions?"
Yeah, I'm going to go backwards, and if he's still around, we'll get him on here. James is somewhere here. Down the rabbit hole. Let me see if he's here. Oh, there it is. I'm going to try to bring him on. I just sent him a guest request and see if he comes in. I wonder if TikTok sends a request even if you're not on the live.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I know it notifies you, like when April comes on, it says, April just started the live. When you come on, it says Commander, just started his live.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're going to stay on here for a few more minutes. It's almost 1:30 a.m. in the morning. I've been on here since about 11:02 p.m. And if anyone has any, you'll message James. Okay, I want to get him on here. He does have some questions, and I thought he was still here, but yeah, I did send him a note. I did send him a. Okay, that's good. I'm sure he's awake.
Yeah, Ashley's going to send him a message.
If anyone else has any questions for me regarding Ashtar Command, please, go into the multi-guest option. You have to be over 18. And you also have to, no kids on the show, no cursing, no vaping, no droking, no vaping, no drinking, I mean, no drugs. I'm a little bit tired. All that stuff. Just have to keep it on the up and up here. And we're really focused on Ashtar Command discussion tonight. And I've been, it's been a great interaction with everybody. So we'll try to take one or two more questions. Don't be afraid to ask if you have any questions about the Ashtar Command. I am happy to answer those questions. I might even bring you up live on the show. And it's good to see everybody here. Please follow and like. And I want to thank everybody. We're at 106,000 followers.
William has a good question.
Where's William?
He's the second one. He said he wants to know. He says, "I have a question. How are the living ships created?"
I'm going to bring William up. I can definitely answer that question for William. If he doesn't come up, I'll still answer the question. So basically, living ships are created through consciousness. Our space people can create these ships through consciousness. So if you have a collective of the space people on a creation of the ship through consciousness, the ship is created. It's a physical ship. It has living quarters and everything, but it's created through consciousness. So to have a living ship in that vibrational pattern, it's all collective consciousness or the individual consciousness. Oh, interesting. Stephen Baldwin and some others. Yeah, definitely. I don't know who they are, but I'd love to know a little bit more about them. Let's see here. Down the rabbit hole is here somewhere. Wait a minute. I think he's here. I think we have the James the rabbit here. There he is. I'm going to bring the rabbit in.
Bring the rabbit in.
We're bringing the rabbit in.
Time to come out of the hole.
The rabbit's coming out of the hole because we had to go find him on a spaceship. I took my own ship to find the rabbit, and I found him. He's now aboard the ship.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Greetings and salutations to all. I come to you from the rabbit hole, and I wish to ask questions for Ashtar Command.
Hey, James, how you doing? What happened to you? You disappeared. we saw you there. You were gone, and we got you back, so that's good. So, seriously speaking, I know you have some questions, and are you having problems with the audio on your microphone?
Hear me?
I can hear you. You sound like an echo. Are you have Bluetooth on?
Hold on.
Sounds like Bluetooth. You could have Bluetooth on. I know the Bluetooth does that.
How's that? Is that better?
That's
Much
a lot
better.
Yeah.
Much better. Whatever you had on was interfering with your...
I was in the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole's like a skiff. We got stuff in there to block cell phone signals almost, and so anyway. So somebody was asking a question in the chat. They were talking about Galactic Command, Ashtar Command, and what I wanted to know is there a hierarchy within the Ashtar Command when, like, decisions are being made? How are those decisions come to pass? Like, I would assume, because we call it the command,
right,
that there is a structure of, I don't want to call it government, but you understand where I'm going.
I know you're going.
There are representatives. Each race has to have representatives, because we can't have billions of people, at one time, So I wanted to know if you could explain how all that works for us.
Oh, I can absolutely explain it without any hesitation or anything. So the Ashtar Command, there are different structures. The Ashtar Command itself is the highest body. Within the body of the command, representing planetary systems from everywhere, there are councils of light. So there are no government structures like you would know on Earth, like you have your town government, your state government, then your federal government, or a parliament in England or Norway or something. None of that exists. But there are structures, there are councils, and each council has a specific duty that it does in terms of what it's supposed to do. But there is an overall structure. For example, when we talk about Jesus, and for people that know what I'm talking about, he oversees the councils he oversees the whole Ashtar Command, actually, but he is on the main council of the command, and therefore it's a completely different structure than men and women going to Congress, let's say, in the United States and voting on some bill or arguing with each other. That doesn't happen. It's not the same consciousness. So everything has a synergy of energy, that everything flows beautifully within each of these councils, and every council has a purpose. Now, I don't know what all the purposes are, but they all have a purpose to do certain things, and they do it very well. So to answer your question, yes, there is a structure, but it's very different from Earth-based structures that we have here.
Awesome. Okay, that's question number one. Question number two. For you, Mr. Ashtar Command Allian, when the Ashtar Command, because somebody mentioned the Galactic Federation,
right? They did earlier.
We've got all of these other things. So, with these infiltrating reptilians, is there protocol such as a prison planet, or like how Superman, they have the Phantom Zone? Where do they send the negative entities, beings, and reptilians and creatures? Where do they go?
I can answer that. I can answer that question. You took the words right out of my mouth almost there, Cliff. But so right now there are areas of the world where, and mostly in rural areas, where there are bases set up by the command where these reptilians and other negative ETs have been taken. They've been captured on our planet. They're still working on getting all the reptilians off the planet and some of the others, and they will get them off the planet. So to answer your question is, when they go on to this staging area where they're actually interrogated, there are many that we are finding out that were forced to do what they were doing by the leaders of their reptilian group or whatever it might be. They didn't want to be here or do it. And depending on how they respond and their energy level, they're all being sent off planet back to their home planets, and then they're sent in a one-way ticket on ships that are actually programmed to take them back to their home planet where they can't come back to Earth. So to answer your question very, very specifically, they are being found and captured.
Awesome. Now I want to ask you for my last bit of questioning is more of an interpretation I want to ask from you. So when I go into the meditation and I commune with my, angelic spirits and, my soul family, they say, because it's like a normal conversation, when you're when you're in this meditation or you're in your projections, it's like normal conversation. So when I bring up, things like the Ashtar Command, Galactic Federation, the angels tell me, don't worry about any of it. Don't worry about any of it, man. Just go with the flow.
Right.
So
you know what they're saying? You know what they're yeah. Let me stop you. When they say don't worry about it, go with the flow, what they're trying to teach you is to accept it. Don't worry about it, because on a mental level, on a brain level, human beings worry about things. We all have brains. I have a brain. You have one. Cliff does. So does Darlene. We all do. But what they're saying is they're trying to teach you something. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Accept it as it is. The angels are part of the Ashtar Command. The angels are the angelic realm. It is what it is. The angels work very much with the Ashtar Command, and they're very much an integral part of it. There's no separation. Everything is one.
So for the people that didn't, maybe haven't heard the story, when I had my encounter with the angels, the Ashtar Command were sitting on a table, and you could see it in the fact that I could bring up the picture again. Oh no, maybe I've deleted it, but let me go back. But you can see the guy sitting at the table. Remember that?
Yeah. They were trying to teach you something, James, which I think you've learned, is that don't worry about it. Don't let your mind interfere with your spiritual beingness of who you are, because when contact comes and happens in a year and a half, your mind has nothing to do with it. It's going to be your awakening, your spiritual awakening and your knowledge. And that comes from within you, never from the brain for anybody. That's not for James, it's for everybody. It's time to really get focused on James, and you're there now, is to keep focused on not the brain asking questions, but getting into the inner consciousness of your true being. And that goes for everybody. And so as you're doing that, what the angels are teaching you is that everything is oneness. There's no, stop worrying so much about what this is or that is. Just keep staying focused on the inner reflection of the light. And that's the most important thing you can do. And that goes for everybody.
All right, I'm trying to find this picture.
Do you understand what I'm saying? James, do you understand what I'm saying? I think he's trying to find a picture. Yes, Jennifer, to get out of your thoughts. When we get too much into our thoughts, it blocks us from understanding the cosmic understanding of truth and spiritual enlightenment regarding contact. When we get out of our brain and out of our thoughts, we can then clearly go within and be in that level of light. I think James is trying to find the pictures he took when he had when he had his pictures taken. This was from an experience he had that changed it shook up his whole foundation of belief systems when this happened to him.
I know when I try to make contact, I found it's easier to go outside. I have a bench outside under a big tree, and I found when I go outside and get out in nature, it's very easy for me to contact instead of being in this building.
Yeah.
When you actually get outside and get in the sun and hear the birds chirping, and
here it is.
So much easier.
This is what he took pictures of his experience. I can hear you. He took pictures of this This happened. When did this happen? How long ago was this, James?
So, man, I had to go all the way back to damn February.
February
March.
of this
It was
year?
back in March.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you can put me on the big screen for the picture.
Yeah, let me
but
do
you can
that.
see-
Yeah, let me do that. Hold on a minute.
You can see the dude standing there in his robe with the oh, bump me out. Where'd I go?
No, I got your picture up in the big screen right now.
Oh, you can see it? I can't see it. Okay, as long as you
we
guys
see it.
can
As long
see it.
we can see it. Don't worry about you. Oh.
Okay, yeah, I can't see it, but I can describe it because I know the picture. So
Yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
see, you can see that he had like this shawl on, and you can see it on both sides of him, like hanging down like this robe. You can see his hands tucked into his, into the
Right.
robe. And then if you look behind, you can see there's a table, and there's two guys sitting at the table. One of them's like a Palladian, and the other one is a regular like humanoid.
Yeah. What I do see in the picture, and the dog is barking. What I do see in the picture is a tall being inside what is surrounded like energy. I see the head, the human head, the body of a suit.
Well, there was like a device. There was like a device above him, like projecting him, like almost like a hologram, but it looked like he was there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful picture. And when you took the picture, were you inside your house or outside your house?
No, remember we were in the middle of the woods. It was
You were in the woods. That's right. You were in the woods when this happened to you.
In the mountains.
This is what I'm talking about. And when this happened, I can guarantee you, James is a way different person spiritually and every level, because I known James for a long time. This was an epiphany. This was like a shake-up of the matrix for him. And he's totally different than he was before this happened, because he had an experience of an encounter that I don't even think James knew he was going to have.
No, I think it's one of the best pictures, caught of an angelic being, because you could see if they can't see what I'm seeing.
No, it's really clear. So, and that again, the angelic realm is part
I can't
of
even
the
change
Ashtar
it if
command.
I wanted to. I'm like locked up.
Yeah. So all these beings, all the light that you see in that picture, they're part of the Ashtar command. The angelic planetary systems have families. Angels have families. They have families on their planets. They live in, whatever happened, he couldn't do it. But they have families on their planets. Let me do this here. I'm going to get James back up here. They have families on their planets. That's okay. But I was just telling people, James, that the angelic people, the angelic beings, men and women, they have families on their planets too. People on Earth had a limited perception of angels. They think, angels are just like a certain specific way. But angels have families too, just like we have families, and just like other planetary systems have families as well. You see? There are families everywhere. They just live on different planetary systems. And everything is connected.
All right, here's the... Oh, it didn't pop up. I was going to show the picture of the pyramid. Remember the pyramid?
Oh, yeah, he had that. Now, when you're out in the woods, tell people how that happened.
Okay, so it was like when the device came down and started projecting the hologram, it was kind of like there was like a movie screen behind them, right? But the movie screen was more of like 3D, like you could see through, you could see the depth, you could see what was going on. And I told the guy, I said, hey, you cannot show this to me without allowing me to take a picture. I cannot go out there and tell this story without being able to take a picture. So they allowed me to take a picture.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get it to load. There we go.
You got the picture? Okay, I'll bring this up on the big screen. Give me a minute.
So what I'm looking at, it looked like you're standing on like a cliff, like a mountaintop. Now you guys got to turn your phone a little to the side. Imagine like the horizon would be even, right? So you could see that there's one gray pyramid. That pyramid was like the size of Giza, right? And then if you see that big black pyramid, that pyramid was humongous. Now, if you also look in the background, there's like a planet. You could see like the curve of a planet because
Yeah.
or a moon.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like a moon,
right behind all
right?
that. There's like the edge of the
And the
planets. It's
moon,
circular.
the moon was like boom, like right there.
Yeah.
And if you really look close in the picture, you could see these devices. There's like a piece of metal with like a pipe wire
Yeah.
coming out right there. And I asked them what's that, and it was like a moisture collections, you know?
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And if you look, you can see the edge of the planet, and these angelic beings are part of the Ashtar command.
And I have the raw picture from the Google Pixel, and I sent it to Commander to show him that it was taken from the picture. It wasn't like a download.
Right.
It wasn't a
Right.
created thing, and it was phenomenal. It was like so when I hear other people's stories, it's like I can't talk shit. Or I mean, I'm sorry, I can't talk crap anymore because it's like, oh God, I've seen this thing.
So what happened with James is, and he knows me well enough to know that I gave him a lot of pushback. They came and they said, okay, we're going to show him what's happening here. And when they did that, they did it in such a real dramatic way when he was in the woods that it changed his life.
I challenge anybody to Google search this picture. You'll never see anything like it.
No. So it changed his life.
You can see the desert. You can see like the detail in the ground, how the topography is.
Yeah, they projected a lot of information to you.
Yeah.
Now that pyramid was down on the ground.
Okay, so if you turn your camera slightly to the right you look straight at the picture, there's a gray pyramid, right?
Yeah.
There's two gray pyramids actually. One right in the middle of the picture, and then one to the right of it. And then there's a little structure to the left, kind of cockeyed.
Yeah.
That one was like what I would assume the size of Giza. That one in itself was huge, but the big black thing was this huge pyramid. Hold on, I have another picture where I moved it over a little bit.
And while you're doing that, I just want people to know this is Ashtar Command Q&A. James had back in February, March, he was in the woods. The angelic beings showed up, and he got to see a number of things they showed him. And by the time they got done with him, it shook up his reality, and he knows now much more of the connection of what I talk about regarding Ashtar Command. And also understand the angelic beings are connected. So what this interference coming on your picture,
now look, they're trying to block the damn picture. Hold on. So, man, that's so weird. It didn't do that for the last picture. Okay, oh my God. So anyway, if you turn your camera all the way to the right on this, that is the zoom. So what I did, remember I tell everybody, do not take zoomed in pictures, right? So the first picture that I showed you was a normal picture. So I took that picture and I zoomed in on the other pyramid I took a picture of. I'm trying to...
No, actually, your face is causing... Your face is interfering with the...
There we go.
Okay, so there's a pyramid. If you look at it from a side angle, there's a big pyramid in that picture.
If you really look now at the top here, if you see the top, that's like because I was zoomed in, it's like the rock that was like in between me and this pyramid that I was taking a picture of. And look at the sky, guys. Look at the sky.
Yeah.
That was behind it. And then I'll load the next one.
And we're going to go for a few more minutes, and then we're going to call it a night here. It's been a long evening.
Okay, so there's a bigger picture of the pyramid. That's the picture I was looking for.
Wow.
Now you can really see the metal structures
and James,
the things.
keep
oh
your
my
face
gosh.
keep your face out of it. That's what's causing
I'm
the
trying
appearance.
to. I don't know why it's.
You just
There
as
we
long as you're
go.
out of your camera, we can see it. There you go.
Okay, so if you can see, so now you can see the angle that I'm standing at, and you can see this big black pyramid and the other big black pyramid behind it. Now, if you turn it sideways, remember the gray pyramid and the one next to it? That's that same picture, but now I'm moved over. So you can see the thing that I'm standing on, like it's got sand on it, but it's mechanical, because if you look at the corner there, that is actually like what I was standing on. It looked like I was standing on, but I was really just in the woods looking through a damn like portal type thing. So you can see all of these devices, these metal devices coming out of the structure, but the sand is kind of like covering over it. And now you could really see that big structure, that pyramid, and that thing. I mean, you never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a fire truck going by here. Wow. Okay, crazy. All right, well, James, thank you for sharing all that information with us as we get winding down on Ashtar Command Contact Night. And just like people know, the angelic beings that showed up with James back in February, March, they basically, that was an experience for him. And many of you can have these experiences that will change your whole perception of the universe. And that's what happened to James. His whole perception of reality was completely shifted, which was a good thing. And so he's had contact with the angelic beings, and they're part of the Ashtar Command. So James, thank you for sharing the photos that you took in the woods. James, you there?
Anytime. I love to share this experience. Let me turn my camera off.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the big camera.
I love to share that experience with people, because not everybody's heard it. You know, I know you got a lot of new viewers and stuff. But
no, there are a lot of people that haven't. Let me
listen.
Try to bring this back.
Let's talk. Let's really talk about it, Commander. When this happened, Commander and I were not seeing eye to eye on some things. So I went out to seek solace, to find peace, to try to move myself forward into a more loving space. And when this happened, and the angels came down, and we had this talk. It was I call it commune. We were communing. We were together. We were traveling together. We were talking together, and I was able to ask some serious questions about myself, about other things. And I haven't revealed everything that, all the information I was giving, but what it's taught me was, like I was saying earlier, it is what it is, go with the flow. But to get to that point, to have that experience, I had to admit a lot of my own BS to the spirit. I had to humble myself. I had to bring myself to my knees and realize where I messed up and what I needed to work on. And it takes a lot of self-awareness to do that. So when, because everybody's searching and they're trying to have these experiences, but to have that real, true spiritual, you got to get in, you got to get deep, because it took me going deep to really tap into that. And look at what the evidence that they were able to give me, my experience, and the evidence was just, for me, beautiful.
Yeah, it was very beautiful. And the thing is, not to go into it, because I won't go into it, but James and I did come from a different space, spiritually speaking, and I really hit hard on him to wake him up. But you know what? The angels came, he was in the woods, and they did all that jazz with him, and it's, he's a way different person. He has grown in leaps and bounds in his spiritual insights, and he now knows that the things we're talking about are real and true. But so like he said, everyone has their own journey. Waking up could be different for every individual. And before we have contact in 20, 2026, everybody will find that they will wake up at their own point. However it works, no one can force you to wake up. You will have your own epiphany, just like James did. And however that works for you, you will have that experience of some sort. James, thanks for sharing your story.
Commander, tomorrow night I want to come on and talk to you about the 2025 contact that was just reported.
The 2025 contact.
There's some like official like government stuff coming out about it.
Really?
So we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about it tomorrow, and I'd like to know about that because I haven't searched for anything on that.
Everybody start looking it up now.
But let me tell you something. The government is doing, if they're doing this, is because we have been talking about what's going to happen. The government knows that there's contact coming in 2026. And
it's not more so the government. It's people that have been in government, incongruence with Billy Carson and some other guys are, really bringing a lot of evidence out. They're working on some Tesla patents and some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, but there are things that people have to be careful of. I think one of my friends here said to watch out for two different people and don't trust them. I think one of them was, I'm going to have to talk to her before I say this. I will talk to her again and get the names. But I don't even trust anything Elon Musk does. Do not trust any of that stuff. It's not to be trusted. What you need to just do is focus on inner reflection. Don't go seeking it from earth-based people like that. I don't know who this person is, but Elon Musk, definitely do not trust him.
People do not trust Musk. Billy Carson, the guy with the emerald tablets.
Oh, Billy Carson?
Yeah, the guy who translated the emerald tablets. They're working on a disclosure. They're working on a disclosure thing. Anyway, we'll talk tomorrow. Love you guys.
We'll talk to. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to take people off just gently here. It is almost 2 a.m. And Ashley's right. Don't trust Billy Carson. And I'm going to bring Ashley up to tell us why. I'm going to bring Ashley up. Ashley, go on my multi-guest option. Elon Musk, do not trust him. He is not working for the benefit of the galactic peace. Do not trust any of these earth-based people. Just trust me when I say this.
I do trust
Ashley, I don't know much about Billy, but I'm bringing Ashley up, and she'll tell us why. She's been trying to, I want to get a better understanding of Billy Carson. I've never focused on this Billy Carson, but Ashley will give her perspective. And again, this is Ashtar Command Contact Night, so I don't want to get too defocused on this. I don't know much about the Billy Carson person. Ashley, why are you, I don't want to get too off focus. Maybe we can do this tomorrow night about the Billy Carson thing on Sunday night.
Okay, so I have a friend. I'm going to reach out to him tomorrow. Well, actually, I could do it right now because he's in the UK. He had been putting his info out. He's been doing all this research for over 40 years. And he just put out a 3-hour documentary, and everybody that comes to him cannot debunk his stuff. And before he did that, the documentary, Billy Carson, he was putting his stuff on TikTok, and Billy Carson was stealing it.
Really?
Yes. And so I don't want to put his handle out on here. I'll privately message you it. But
right.
He said it's a 3-hour long one. He said, but once you get in the first 10 minutes, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this guy figured it out. It's so good.
Well, we'll definitely do that tomorrow night.
Okay. Yep.
I don't want to derail our discussion here tonight about Ashtar Command. Natasha, thanks you for the share. But tomorrow night we'll get into it and have a beautiful discussion and figure all this out. I just want to thank Ashley for being here tonight. Darlene, thank you. Cliff, thank you. James, everybody out there, all the people that were guests on the show tonight, all of you out there, 320 of you, go to my Ashtar Command Spaceship News page, Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. I'll be downloading this show tomorrow. So if you missed part of the show, you'll be able to watch it tomorrow on YouTube. And again, we're on usually at 11 o'clock at night. I do take a break once in a while because the commander needs to take a break to reconnect with the Mother Earth and the water and all that good jazz. So I want to thank you all for being here. We do want to get last minute gifts in. So if you support what we're doing here, please show your support by gifting right now. Any final gifting, we thank you for gifting this evening, all those who have. If you have TikTok coins or you want to go to my Venmo, go to my main page, my Cash App. You can also do a donation of whatever your inner spirit tells you to do. Please do so. Gary Haas, Tahar. Tahar. You know, it's very important that I get we're setting up a new goal. We're going to try to do 10 more hats before we go. Let's see here. And we'll set up 10 more hats before we leave tonight for the evening. While you're all here, I think I did it. There we go. So I've sent 10 more hats there. We're going to do some more final gifting. It's been a long night, and I hope you've enjoyed the program on Encounters tonight. This is our Saturday night special, and we thank all of you for participating. Please show your love, by doing some gifting, or go to my Venmo account, Cash App, my main page. My YouTube link is on my main page, and you can see all the shows on there. I think we're just about caught up, except for this show and one other show. All right, Ashley, we'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll learn more about the whole thing. So let me do this here. Press this button here. Papa, good to see you. Darlene, good to see you. And you guys have.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us. All right, Papa Smurf, thanks for being who you are, and we love you, brother.
You're welcome.
You have a good evening as well. Okay.
You too. God bless you.
All right. You too. All right. It's all been good. Everything is good. It's just a matter of learning, and learning certain things, and that's pretty much it. So before I get too tired, it's been a long night here. I want to thank you all for being here. Any final gifting? Choose your gifts. Jennifer, thank you for the lightning bolt. We appreciate it very much. Any other people want to shoot a gift to me, please do so. One of the things I do like when I do get gifts is the whale that goes shooting in the sea. It's like a whale. It goes actually like a whale jumping in the ocean or something. Tahar Sassafras. Jennifer, thank you. Jackie, thank you for your gift, for the Join My Team gift. We appreciate it. Thank you. Jennifer, Sassafras, Jackie, thank you for the heart me. And we'll just sit here accepting gifts now at the end of the show. So now it's your turn to be proactive in whatever way you feel you can. Austin, thank you for the flowers, for the roses. Who is Johnny? Thanks for being with us. And I drank, I think, all my apple cider. So now I'm just going to sit here for a moment and allow you to share gifts with us here. Galaxies, whatever you want to share, please throw them out here on the screen, here on a Saturday night into Sunday morning. So your gifts are well appreciated, and let's see what happens. Bonnie, thank you. Oh, there. Thank you, Bonnie. I love the whale diving. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is beautiful. I love, not only do I love whales, and I'm going to go on a whale watch in a few weeks, but I love dolphins, but I can't wait to go on a whale watch up here in New England. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to do that. So Bonnie and everybody, Matthew, thank you for the gift of the roses. We appreciate it. We're going to call it a night. I think you've all been great. You've asked some great questions, and I hope everybody has a good morning into Sunday morning. We'll catch you tomorrow night at 11 o'clock for Encounters, a show that's out of this world. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Oops.